Let me check and make sure that you can hear me because you all know how YouTube be doing me. So let's see. We have sound. All right, perfect. Okay. Okay. So greetings, family. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday Night Frights. Welcome to Friday Night Frights. Greetings, Donna. So, I mean, that was a perfect opening, right? Welcome to Friday Night Frights, a true crime podcast, right? It just so happens that I'm cutting up peppers. It just worked perfect, right? So I'm starting, well, I wanted to start a little early today, but it didn't happen. So 4:30, here we go. I don't want to keep you all for long. And for those who have followed me for a while will say, she say that every time she gets on these damn lives. And then what does she do? She keep us on here for 3-4 hours, right? I'm keeping myself busy, right? I have to do these things around the house, but I also don't want to leave you all hanging, right? So I have to what is it called? I have to manage my time well, right? So we're going to get this party started. I have 4 peppers that I need to cut up. So I will be doing this at the same time. Please let me know if the music in the background, if it bothers you, because if it does, I will chop it off. Uh-oh. I'm chopping, I'm throwing freaking pepper juice everywhere. But I need to cut these peppers up and put them in the freezer. And it's Friday. You know, most of the time it's Friday. And the girls be like, I'm ready to swang, pick up my girls and hit the party, sang tonight. Oh, it's all right. No, right? I don't do the club anyway. The only time I party was when I was in the Gambia. They called me the party girl. But that's because you see here, when I'm home, when I'm in America, it's work, 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 work. All we do is work, work, right? We gotta, if you're trying to cook right, you're trying to eat right, you're trying to exercise, you're trying to make some money, you're trying to elevate, you know, it's a lot of stuff. I don't know how people do it. I shout out to the people I will be talking about tonight that have done some amazing things in their life. Shout out to them with a husband and children. Here we go. I do appreciate, you know what I do appreciate? I appreciate the people that they're diligent. Like they are straight diligent in their hate, right? They're straight diligent in their hate. It doesn't matter what the video is about. This person will come on and she kicked me out and she's this and she's that and she's this and she's that, right? So you see? You see? But so I realize, so now I kicked them out for good, right? You're gone for good. But I'm going to tell you, I read on Gale at Night's community page, people that create fake pages to say things, to say hateful things because they're not bold enough to say it on their own page, that's mental illness. But people will always come on here and talk about the PTSD. I'm going to forever talk about the Gambia because I'm the only Black person talking about it, right? Right? So it just goes to show that what I put on my community page about the Black people that I came in contact with, I'm going to specify that because I know Black people say, oh, it's not us. You're talking about, let me just specify. It's Black people like Dukong, whatever that person's name is. people will come on here and try to knock me off my square. They know that the Gambia has really effed me up. But these are the same people that never lost 16,000. These are the same people that have never had $16,000 in their bank account. So they can judge me all they want, right? They're going to judge you whether you running a Fortune 500 company or whether you are a crackhead. You hear me? They're going to talk about you regardless. But I love that they are consistent, right? Thank you for helping my algorithm, for coming in and, you spew hate, but hey, you're helping my algorithm. You're putting in comments, but it's funny how some people they wait until I go live just to come on and say the same damn thing. Do you have nothing going on in your life? Were you one of the investors? Because I guarantee you, if you weren't, either you were sent by some of these dumb behind black people that refuse to hold these black people accountable, or you're just a Riri. But either way, thank you. Thank you kindly. He says I got dementia. You see how psycho I'm 46 years old with dementia. No, I have PTSD. Because our black people in America, like him, and the black people in the Gambia, and the black Gambians, and the UK people, this is what some black people do to other black people, right? They continue to cause trauma on each other. And then anyone that steps up and says something about it, you're the enemy. You're the enemy. How dare you not take my abuse? You're black like me. I'm supposed to be able to put abuse on you and abuse you, and you're supposed to take it. And it feeds right into the next segment, which is the true crime stories we're speaking about tonight. Now, I'm sorry if it doesn't apply to you when I say black people, then please let it fly. Because if you're out here treating everyone, but I'm talking about black people now, if you're out here treating people that look like you proper and with respect, then you should know that I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the hateful people. That's what I'm talking about. The hateful black people that will not hold others accountable. So I'm not specifically making anything tonight. I don't know. I bought some items for soup, but right now I'm just preparing these peppers so I can put them in. I know I have my freezer bag. Here it is. So I can put it in a freezer bag so that way they don't go to waste. When I have free time, I'm like, I have to get in this kitchen. And that's what happens with most of us, right? Most of us that are really trying to get a line, eat right, exercise, do our meditation, love the children, get an education, get a little higher learning, eat. When you're handling your business, this is what we have to do. But it's funny that people just say, oh, she's just doing busy videos. Well, evidently, you probably don't have a clean house or food in your refrigerator. You may eat out every night, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But don't insult me because I'm doing better, right? Who said it? When you know better, you do better. And I know better, so I'm doing better. But I'm knowing better about a lot of things too. So let's talk about this. Whew, my goodness. It has been a very, very busy month. I'm not just going to say week. It has been a very busy month when it comes to relationships. And we're going to talk about a few that are in the news, a few stories that are in the news, and a few that you may not have heard about. So let's start with one that is in the news. And this is We're gonna get started because we have a lot. I have a lot to talk to you about tonight. So let me just make this bigger. So this one is. I'm gonna do this a little different because I wanted to do live mobile, and I'm not at my computer, so I can't. I have to do it a little different. Let's see how it looks. So I'm gonna show you all pictures, and I'm just gonna make it bigger so you can see it this way, right? And then you'll see who our honorable Dick Gregory over there, right? Okay, so let's do this. Why is this not working? Probably because I have too much light. And it has the gangster lean. I told y'all this has the gangster lean. I told y'all when I be doing this. I'm like, why does it look like this has the gangster lean? Did it close? Y'all, what is going on here? Okay, make it bigger. Make it bigger. Okay, so now we just did nothing. Oh, said girl, I was trying with you. But for you all who don't know, this is why this phone be pissing me off. This is why I have another phone. But I have to keep this phone for business purposes. And then hopefully I can get rid of it. Well, not get rid of it, but just keep it as something extra. It wouldn't be my main phone. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. I still think it has the gangster lean. Okay, all right, so let's bring this down. I'm going to get it together, y'all, or forget it forever. And I'm not going to forget it forever, so I'm going to get it together. Okay, I just can't see. There we go. Okay, can I make this bigger? Yes, I can. Look at that. Look at God. Look at God. Okay, now, when I say look at God, I'm not talking about this dude, okay? I'm not talking about this dude. Oh, okay, so let me see. Let me see. I'm so sorry. I was yelling at that person. Good, gone. Thank you. I don't even know what Gambia is, but I guess I'm naive. Okay. I love you too, Van Life Bio. I miss you all. Hey, Judy. Have I lost weight? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. You see? So I'm going to tell you all, if you all see something, you see the address down here? Now, whoever Kay Myers is, I feel like this is why I'm going to sue my stalker. This is why I'm going to sue my stalker, because like she was the one that posted my address. And now someone in here is posting an address. You see what I mean? Now, what do people get? This is why I say some people are diabolical. What do you get out of posting someone's address? You see what I mean? Kay Myers. Now, why would you post someone's address, Kay Myers? And you have no picture, you really have no name. But I just, thank God I don't live there anymore. You see what I mean, you all? I got some serious mother effing haters, right? I have some serious haters. And I'm like, well, damn, my life ain't even perfect. Why y'all be hating on me? But I do have some serious haters. Come on, come on, come on. All right, so let's talk about this dude. Let's talk about this dude. So if you all are not aware, this is Justin, what's his last name? Fairfax. Okay. Now, the woman on your left, on the right, right? This is Dr. Serena Fairfax, right? Dr. Serena Fairfax she's standing next. She was married to Justin Fairfax, the disgraced former Virginia lieutenant governor. Now, let's let CNN tell us what actually happened. This story is crazy, just like so many of the other true crime stories that we will be talking about tonight. I'm mad my phone keep doing this. Okay. So we have, that's a better picture of them two, right? That's a better picture. Okay. So now, former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, a once rising star in the Democratic Party whose tenure was marred by sexual assault allegations, shot and killed his wife, Serena Fairfax, inside their home. Then he offed himself. Now, this is the crazy part, you all, because they have 2 children. Oh, I'm putting this in the wrong damn bag. They have 2 children, right? Can you believe that the children were in the home when he did this? So let me just break it down. Per the police. Now, there was a lot of things that was going on. Let me turn this down. So the couple's 2 teenage children were inside the house when the shootings occurred. Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis said, noting their son had, one of their sons had called the police. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this periodically because I don't want this to go, and it will go. So, noting that their son had called the police, Fairfax County Police responded to the home in Annandale, Virginia, shortly after midnight Thursday, where they found a man and a woman dead inside. Now, the shooting stemmed from an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce. People are psychotic. And I think we're seeing it more and more these days. So the shooting stemmed from, like I said, it was a complicated, messy divorce. It happened just over 2 weeks after Serena Fairfax was granted primary physical custody of the couple's children, according to the court records. So since I'm reading this, I am not going to be cutting, so I don't cut my finger. I'm going to use this and this. You all will see that some other time. But I have a chopper. So that way, all I have to do is cut them in half or cut them in certain pieces. And then I can go ahead and just use this chopper. And it saves me a lot more time. Okay. So, wait, hold on. Don't be trying to go away, Justin. Right? Now, let's talk about this coward. And I'm going to call him a coward. Because when y'all hear what he has done, it's like, what? Well, why? Why, dude? Why? Why? Now, the shooting stemmed from an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated, messy divorce. It happened just 2 weeks after Serena Fairfax was granted primary physical custody of the couple's children. But these people were still living in the same house. You cannot be around a demon. You hear me? If he's showing or she are showing their demon behavior, you better run. You better run. What did I do? I ran from the Gambia, didn't I? I mean, I never lived there, but I ran from there. You best to run. Because some of these demons are not playing fair. I don't know what demon plays fair. So detectives have reviewed the incident. Okay. Serena Fairfax filed for divorce on July 18th, 2025. Shout out to my July babies. And the case status is pending, according to the Fairfax County Circuit Court records. A show cause order issued April 10th directed Justin Fairfax to appear in court on April 21st, the records show. So we're 4 days shy of April 21st. So this ninja decides I'm going to go and unalive my wife and myself because why? Well, this is why I'm an advocate for therapy. These people that came on my live early and said crazy stuff, do you not agree that they need therapy? But no. We're taught, go to church, talk to Jesus. Well, you think Jesus didn't give these people educations? Therapists, come on now. Would you take your car to your medical doctor. No. So you shouldn't take your heart just to Jesus. You should take your heart to Jesus, but take your mind to a damn therapist. And all these people that come over here talking crazy, they're not going to therapy. They're not going to therapy. So detectives have reviewed the incident using a lot of cameras, which were set up inside the home as part of the couple's ongoing divorce proceedings, Davis said. Serena Fairfax leaves an immeasurable void in the lives of all who knew and loved her, said attorney Amy Spain, who previously worked with Serena to file her divorce paperwork. They said it's an absolute tragedy that Serena was taken from her children and family. Now, how did the shooting unfold? Let's talk about this. How did the shooting unfold? So Fairfax Justin appeared to have shot his wife several times in the basement of the home, before running upstairs to the primary bedroom where he shot and killed himself. The couple had been living in separate bedrooms. They've been living together, but in separate bedrooms, right? Because so many times we're like, okay, all right, it's not going to get that bad. It's not going to get that bad. You cannot think that it won't get bad. If these ninjas, Dr. Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You think I'm not going to believe what I see, what was shown to me when I was overseas? I'm always going to believe that. This is why I speak the truth. The only people that's coming to say negative things are those who don't want to hold our people accountable. But it's okay. Everyone is not a fighter. Everyone is not a chief. Some people, that may be a bad reference, right? The chief and the Indians. So everyone is not a leader. Some people are just followers. And that's what we're seeing. And it's okay. It's okay. Now, they were living together, but in separate bedrooms while separated. That wasn't smart. That was not smart. I want to show you all this, but let me keep going. So dispatch audio recorded on it says on Broadcastify captures the moment after the incident as the couple's son called 911. Now, can we just stop and think about the trauma, right? Because you think these children are not going to have PTSD? Regular people have PTSD. You don't have to be in the military. It's called post-traumatic stress disorder. So if you had some type of trauma can leave PTSD. You don't have to be in the military. So what happened here? We know that the children are going to have PTSD because one of the children had to call 911. Now, it says the caller stating that his dad might have stabbed his mom. A dispatcher can be heard saying on the audio, the dispatcher adds that the caller said she was lying on the ground bleeding with holes in her shirt. How many times do we just want to impose trauma on each other? I don't understand humans. I don't understand human behavior from some of these people. Now, this is the same man that will probably say, I love my children, I love my family. This is what you did. This is what you did to the mother of your children, right? She wasn't a regular person. She was, she may have been a regular person, but she was educated. She was Dr. Serena Fairfax. She wasn't just Serena Fairfax. Officers can then be heard on the audio speaking for searching for a subject, eventually finding a male matching the description with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A coward. A coward. You do this to your wife with your children in the house. But why? Well, let's keep going. Why he did this? I think this is going to be our subject. He's got a firearm with a self-inflicted wound to the head is what one officer can be heard saying. So 2 bodies can be seen being removed from the home at about 10 a.m. on Thursday. Right? So tragic for the children to lose both of their parents. Extra tragic for them to actually be in the home when it occurred. I'm going to say more tragic that their dad did this to their mom. Certainly a fall from grace for a relatively high profile family that seemingly had a lot of things going in their favor. That's what happens though, right? So people may try to insult me for showing my trauma, but that's not wrong. I'll share a meme with you all on my community page later. It's not wrong, because how many people suffer in silence and then they end up dead? How many people suffer in silence? But this is what some people want you to do. They're miserable. They don't want you to heal. Okay. So the children are being cared for by grandparents and other family members with support of the Fairfax County Police Department Victim Services Division. Half of America probably goes through divorce proceedings at some point in time, and very, very rarely, thankfully, does it ever end up like this. So this is very sad for the community. A lot of people who knew the Fairfax family, everybody was shocked. Everybody's shocked. We're all shocked, is what they said. Now, Fairfax is Fairfax, Virginia, right? So it's funny that his surname is their surname is Fairfax, their last name, sorry. Talking to Gambius for too long. So it's crazy that their surname or their last name is Fairfax and they live in Virginia, right? It's ironic. So now, Davis also noted that a call. Okay, so that wasn't corroborated, so I'm not going to talk about that, right? Struggles with alcohol and emotional. This is what I'm talking about, right? DeJong and Kay Myers struggles with alcohol and emotional and psychological issues. Okay. As part of the ongoing divorce proceedings, a Virginia judge wrote in a legal order last month that Fairfax had repeated problems with alcohol use and had cloistered himself in his home since leaving the state government in 2022. Now, I told y'all he was basically a fall from grace. He was accused of sexual assault, so allegations. So he lost his career, right? Now, as part of the ongoing proceedings, okay, so that's that. Together, these facts paint a vivid picture. Let's repeat this so I can go into this. As part of the ongoing divorce proceedings for Serena Fairfax and Justin Fairfax, a Virginia judge wrote in a legal order last month that Fairfax had repeated problems with alcohol use and had cloistered himself in his home since leaving state government in 2022. That's Justin Fairfax right there. Hey, BJ. It is greetings, Elisa. I can't imagine what they experienced. Well, you don't have to imagine, because we're gonna talk about it. He only loved himself, and that is absolutely true. Together, these facts paint a vivid picture of father as a talented man who struggles with undefined emotional and psychological issues. So when people say, "Oh, she has emotional issues," I do. If you've been through what I've been through these past X amount of years, half of these people would have unalived themselves. Most of these people that, "Oh, I would have let that go a long time ago." Well, I guess that's why God gave me this fight and not you. It's okay. It's okay. We all have our own crosses to bear. But we have to speak up as people. Now, many times women don't want to speak up. We're afraid to speak up. Why? Because people will attack us. But we have to stand for what's right, because it may save someone's life, right? It may save someone's life. So now, they said that he struggled with undefined emotional and psychological issues. So on March 30th, 2026, McAvoy issued a custody, so that's the judge, issued a custody and visitation order that detailed some of Justin Fairfax's struggles dating back over a decade. Did you hear that? On March 30th of 2026. So all of this was adding up, right? All of this was coming out in the divorce proceedings. All of his behavior, all of his how he treated his family, all of that came out in the divorce proceedings. Now, how many people want to save face and will rather unalive you instead of the truth coming out? Ooh, okay. Here we go. So, the evidence established that father's mental and emotional health has suffered materially and substantially from the impact of at least 2 personal setbacks. Let me say that again, because I have a point to make. So the evidence, right, throughout this divorce proceeding, the evidence states, established that the father's mental and emotional health has suffered materially and substantially from the impact of at least 2 personal setbacks in his life. Now, this was citing his 2013 electoral loss and the 2019 sexual assault allegation, right? So, something personal happened in his life, and what did he do? He nursed it with alcohol. Isn't that what most people do? They nurse it with alcohol, with drugs, and it just gets worse and worse when they should do what? Say it with me. Go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy, y'all. Welcome to Friday Night Frights. Going to therapy. Dang, I done threw the wrong part away. Going to therapy can help you deal with certain things, and you don't just have to go when things are bad. That's the thing. Keep you on an even keel. Ask Simone Biles and her husband, right? Who was the people that were insulting Simone? Was it not her own black people? Talking about her hair? I know I had to go off on one of the church women. She obese, and she talking about this little girl here. This is a grown woman that has her master's. But education doesn't buy class. Money doesn't buy class. So, it was established that he had emotional and psychological issues stemming from 2 personal setbacks, right? So one was his 2013 loss, and then the other one, so evidently he must have overcome that, because in 2019 he was in a great lieutenant governor position in Virginia. But then what happens? Sexual allegations. Allegations of sexual assault ended his career. So now he's angry, right? He did this, but now he's angry. Who do you think he's going to take it out on? His family, right? At the time of the allegations, Fairfax was an ascendant political figure who was eyeing for a governor, for governor. The assault allegations deeply affected father and appear to have put an end to those plans. Fairfax subsequently used alcohol heavily and withdrew. What did I say? And withdrew from the family. Who suffers? The family. And I don't know why people stay. I've never been married. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hey, if people can celebrate their divorces, I could celebrate not being married, right? So she was a doctor. It's not like she was dependent on him, is what I'm thinking, right? I'm assuming she had her own career. And sometimes, how many times have I seen women on TikTok or on any type of social media, and you just see a picture and they like, look, I left with just this. The car is just full, right? I don't even care. I don't even want anything. I just want to get the hell away from you so I don't lose my life and my children don't lose our lives. Now, when he left his position in the state government in 2022, the same behaviors reemerged from more profoundly and have not abated to this day. So he was getting worse and worse. Now, the former lieutenant governor cloistered himself in his office and home and has lost focus on his family. This is from legal documents. He lost focus on his family and domestic life, the judge wrote. He allowed the mortgage to go into default multiple times and ignored other bills and obligations. And his wife testified that heavy daily alcohol consumption by father has become the norm. I'm really upset that we talk about this so much. And then, like I said, when it happens, people are like, well, don't stay. You got to do this, domestic violence. And it's like, I don't know. I've never loved someone more than I love myself. Right? Gambians be like, oh, I love them. Their whole life, the dudes, their whole life shut down when a woman treats them bad. I don't love someone more than I love myself. If something is not right, I'm going to say, oh, no, I got to go. I got to get away from this. 1313. Okay, so Fairfax was twice sued. Okay, so the judge wrote, Justin Fairfax did not seriously contest. When the judge wrote these things, Justin never contested those things. So he knew that it was the truth. Fairfax was twice sued in recent years in warrant and debt, cases tied to thousands of dollars in unpaid debt. Unpaid debts, with both cases resulting in default judgments in favor of the banks. Virginia court records show. Justin Fairfax bought a handgun. Now this is where I need y'all to see me. See me. See me, see more. I will post the pictures of each person we're speaking about tonight on the community page. But I need you all to see me for this. Justin was a piece of crap. Justin was truly a piece of crap. So, Justin Fairfax bought a handgun in 2022, the judge wrote. That year, he left home with a gun and clothes in a suitcase, sparing a frantic search before he was found in the woods. They should have let him do his thing. They should have let him do his thing. If he's threatening, I'm going to do this. I bought a gun. I'm going to let him go do his thing. Because what was he doing? He was holding the family hostage. He wasn't being a man in that house. So they found him in the woods of a public park near the family's home. The judge wrote, it is clear that father is experiencing some kind of adverse psychological event. But no one took his gun. Nobody, the judge didn't require him to go to some type of therapy. I mean, you're writing these things in this order and you're not go to therapy. He's experiencing this. So this is what happened. The judge ordered Justin Fairfax to leave the home by April 30th and find his own residence. He was also ordered to test for alcohol an hour before visits with the children. What did he do? We know what he did. Serena and Justin were married in June of 2006. They have two children, aged 16 and 14. The two separated on June 1st, 2024, while still living in the same house and entered a post-nuptial agreement on December 14th of 2024. There is no expectation or hope of reconciliation between the two parties. That is what Serena Fairfax divorce filing states. She alleged Justin has not complied with the post-nuptial agreement in any form since its execution, and does not make any financial contributions to support the wife and their children. I would have left. Wait, so he's not doing anything for the family. He's not supporting. He's letting things fall back. I mean, why not just go and get your own place then? Because he's not doing anything for the family. He's showing you he's not going to do anything for the family. He's getting worse and worse. Why not just go get your own place and just leave this mofo? He did it to himself, making poor decisions. Greetings, RH. Those poor kids will be scared for forever. Can you imagine? Your child see. They thought the mom was stabbed. All they see is holes in her shirt. And he shot her multiple times. So she had asked the court to award joint legal custody with the children, right? But she was still trying to help him. How many times do we still try to help the black man? How many times did we support Kwesi in the Gambia and this ninja was stealing everybody's money? And we supposed to shut up because we're women? Shut the hell up. Shut up. No. You handle it in court. And then you come back to America where you gotcha. You could post the old address all you want. You don't know this new address. And if you come here, Stella gonna get the bottom and I'm gonna get the top. What? Better get you some hot steel because these people are crazy. Now, I'm going to protect myself and my home at all costs because there's no reason for anyone to be posting 1414. There's no reason for anyone to be posting anyone's address. But people are so hateful of Tay Tay that they will post. You post someone's address? Why? How would you feel if someone posted your address? They'll lose their mind. They'll lose their mind. My stalker talks about everybody on her channel. She has no life. In Trotwood, Ohio, if you Google it and on YouTube, the only thing they had going was a new supermarket. So she has to think about other people and worry about other people. But it shows that, I guess, you don't cook, you don't exercise, you don't clean, you don't do anything but stay in other people's business. But when someone said that she was arrested and this, that, and the third, oh my gosh, she got that video taken down. But anytime somebody try to get my address taken down, I'm going to see if I can sue YouTube too. I sure am. When I sue her, I'm going to see if I can sue Google because you allowed this to happen, Google. It's not like y'all ain't been sued before. But when you hire foreigners that don't know anything about American culture, they're like, whatever. Them ninjas got mesquite trees and the dollar bills be falling off the tree. Who cares? But when no one cares, that's when people end up in court, just so you know. They don't listen until they get them court papers in the mail. Then they're like, oh my God, why? What happened? So she was still trying to get joint custody. She asked the court to award joint custody, joint legal custody with the children primarily residing with Serena Fairfax, while Justin Fairfax would have a visitation schedule. So he had a political rise and fall. Fairfax served as lieutenant governor under Virginia Governor Ralph Northam from 2018 to 2022. He also ran for governor in 2021. He returned to practice law, so he was a lawyer. Wow. After serving as lieutenant governor while his wife worked as a dentist. So she had her own money. There's no reason why she shouldn't have left. Not to do victim blaming, but this is what happens. And we talk about the same thing over and over when these things happen. And it's just like, you have to leave. Fairfax worked to pass gun violence prevention legislation during his time as lieutenant governor and repeatedly described gun violence as a nation health crisis emergency. Jesus Christ. Lord God, help me. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that? So during his time as lieutenant governor, he's saying this is a national crisis emergency, gun violence. He goes and he buys a gun and he shoots and kills his wife. He shoots her multiple times and kills her. So yes, we all know that gun violence is a problem in America, but it's not the guns. None of my guns got up out its locked box and said, let me go handle K Quasey for you. None have ever said that. It's the person. And we talk about gun responsibility and gun rights, but that's a whole nother story. It's just amazing that he was big on gun violence being a problem in America, and he turned around and unalived his wife while his children were in the house. If that's not diabolical, I don't know what is. Okay, so what is up with our men? RH. That is a compiled $1 billion question, because we're going to talk about it tonight. All she talk about is other people on her channel like a dog. She needs to be sued. It's just that nobody else is going to do it. And, you know, especially by Bag, the stuff she says about people, I don't understand why they don't come back to America and sue her. Right? Like, that is straight up stalking. Now, I guess they think it's not worth it. But my thing is all I have is my name. So why would I let someone that has never met me and was just jealous because Tay was fine. Right? I was skinny as hell, though. I didn't realize that. But, and what? And because I lost money? What, my ex at that time was fine? He turned out to be a robber. But we're talking about the same person that went to Nigeria, got a man. Oh, he loved my ugly ass. And then brings him to America. And then what happened? He left her. Now she talking about he's a PDF file. He's this, he's that. You didn't know that before you met him, did you? It's sad. But these are the Black women that I don't want to be like when I get older. Shout out, like I always say, shout out to our real Black women that are walking around being a contradiction to stereotypes. But that one, all I say is I don't want to be like that when I get older. I don't want to be like that when I get old. I don't want to be like that when I'm 60. This woman has never had any therapy. She is the saying, whether we agree with it or not, hurt people hurt people. All I know is all she does is talk about everybody. But who's feeding her the information? Black women, Black men. Do we think that white people are watching her? No, these are our own people that wants to see the destruction of each other. And it's disheartening. And some people may have got offended by my posts, but it's true. It's true. Now, what are we going to do about it? Most of us going to say it's not my problem. That's but the thing is when you leave the country or you go to different places around the country, Black people are judged. And we're judged based off of people that act like her. But the Black people that are doing positive things, we're supposed to keep our mouths shut. People get angry and stupid because I come on here and I'm cooking and I'm exercising. I'm telling people we can, showing people how we can eat right. And why? This is what I'm saying. What is wrong with the minds of people where they think that this is okay? I don't know. I guess she didn't think, okay, so this is Kim H2 says, I guess she didn't think with him standing wait, probably stay. Okay, so I guess she didn't think with his standing that anything like this would happen. I got you. But yeah, she probably did think that, but it showed that he was disgraced in his standing. Now, she may not have thought it was that bad, but he evidently knew it was worse. Ah! Watch out! So, I'm feeling good today, y'all. I did something today that I have not done in a long time, and I am so ecstatic. So, okay, so Kim, they always try to stay for the children. They try to stay for the children, and then they end up dead. And it's like, should we stay for the children? Let me show y'all what I'm doing. I'm making my snack box. So I might cut up a pear. I got to cut up my cucumber. I think I'm gonna cut up a pear rather than an apple. Yeah, but I'm making my fruit snack boxes. I'm only gonna make 3 or 4, so that way I can grab these and I can eat these and not eat junk food. Because I think if I can stay, I bought some chips, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I bought some damn chips. Y'all like, oh my God, that's gonna taste good with the chips, the dips in the chip, and the chips in the dip, and the salsa. I bought some chips and now I feel fat as hell. I've been ODing off them damn chips and that salsa. It was good as hell. So, okay. This is what he wrote. We need a new, innovative hand and heart, hashtag hand and heart approach to deliver universal and compassionate mental health care access and services to keep weapons of war out of the hands of those at risk of harming others and themselves, and to address the internal damage and brokenness that drives people to cruelty and want to destroy other people, families, and communities, Fairfax wrote. Did you know that he was saying this? In a 2023 Facebook page after leaving office, that's what Fairfax wrote. Justin Fairfax, the one that unalived his wife a couple of times with a pow pow. Did she? Ah! Yes! Okay, okay. Congratulations, doctor. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second, guys. I'm so happy for her. Okay. That is Felici. I can't even see, guys. I'm over here crying. Felicidades. Did I say it right? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of her. Okay. I have to share this. Because y'all like, why the hell is she crying? So this girl that I was in 5 years ago, I was at Pima Community College and we were taking a class, whatever, just before COVID. And we took a class together. She's a Mexican girl. She's like 20 some odd years old. We went out to the movies a couple times. I think we went to go see The Woman King together. We went out to eat. She invited me to her defense dissertation. Now, I was 10 years ago when I moved here, a friend of mine at that time was going through her dissertation. Now, it was different states, so maybe they didn't have a public forum, but she invited me to her dissertation for the public part, right? For her presenting. And it's crazy because the people that were there, I think it may have been one Black person. But the people that were there, I think, were with her throughout this process. So they were like, we've done this before, this, that, and the third. You got this, girlfriend. You know, they said her name. And I was so proud of her because what she was talking about is the misrepresentation of women of color. And she's Latina, she's Mexican, right? She didn't have the best upbringing. We met at Pima. She went to the U of A. I went to hell. That's why now I'm just like, Shantae, these mofos took, these people that look like you, these diabolical demons that look like you, took 5 years of your life. How much more are you going to let them take? Because looking at the time of me and her would talk periodically, she was like, I graduated. Then she's like, I'm working on my master's. Now she invites me to her dissertation to get her PhD. And she just got it. She did an excellent job. What did she do? She went back to her high school. And then I guess it's like Raytheon is a government. They make missiles, right? They always hiring people from other countries to be an engineer, and that's how they come to America. So Raytheon is, dealing with science and STEM, right? So there is a program here that works with high school students, and she went back to her high school. She was the first one and the only one that went back to her high school to work on her dissertation. I'm so proud of her. And they were asking her, like, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to stay in research? And she's like, are you going to go into higher learning? It's just right now, she's like, girl, I just want to take a vacation to an exotic tropical place. And I'm like, I wish I could go with you, but I can't. I'm working on some things. But I'm just so proud of Dr. Iturralde, right? I'm so proud of her because her mother was jealous of her. Her mother spoiled her opportunities. Her mother was in a domestic violence situation. The dad is the one that has all the degrees. But because of substance abuse and DV, those degrees don't mean anything anymore. So for her to go through this, and during that time, like, I'm talking to her and she's, her mother was super jealous of her. But I'm like, girl, this is your journey. Keep going. So to see that, and she always say, thank you, amiga. Thank you, amiga. So a lot of times we create this camaraderie because we've been through the same thing. We were in this math class and this Asian woman was a hot mess. She was like, well, I haven't taught in 13 years, but they needed someone. And so I decided my child is blah, blah, blah. I'm coming back. Boy, we didn't, most people didn't understand what she was saying. We would ask her a question and she's like, so blah, blah, blah. And they were like, did she ignore your question? Like, she was a mess. I waited until everyone left and I had a conversation with this professor because I'm like, you shouldn't be treating us like this. We're here to learn. You shouldn't be treating us like this. And what I did was I kept the phone down. I never had a picture of her, but I recorded it because I didn't know what was going to happen. Right now, there was a woman, a little Mexican woman, Dr. Iturralde calls her Oompa. I was like, oh my God. But she was standing there and she's married. She has children. She talks like Mickey Mouse. And what did she do? Oh my God. You went and you talked to her? I said, well, why didn't you? You're grown. You have a husband. You have children that are in school. You don't know how to talk to an adult and get your point across? So a lot of times people will insult you, but they're grateful that you went and you said something, especially when they benefit from it. So I knew she was going to get it. I knew she was going to get it. But she said when she came there, you know, the young people, they're high school students. Then they had the undergrad people that were about to graduate, right? So it was a controlled study. And she said, it just makes me think about things. But she said that when they came there, you know, they interacted, right? They participated in the study. But the crazy thing is when she came back, they were looking like, oh wait, she was really doing that. Now, what did that do for those Mexican children? Right? What did that do for those Mexican children? What it did was it showed them. The older I get, the more I learn, y'all, the more I cry because this world is fucked up. But it showed those children, wait, she's only 20 some odd years old. She went to this school too. She said their eyes just brightened up, right? She told a few stories in her dissertation, and it was so heartfelt because how many times were Black people so happy when they saw President Obama and Michelle up there? They like, oh, does that mean I can be the president too? No, it's not in your bloodline. Okay, so we're not gonna perpetuate that lie, right? Keep that narrative going. He's in the bloodline. Okay, but certain things are attainable. She was talking about the importance of mentors. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. She said, so we can travel together somewhere if you are available. We're going somewhere. I don't know how long she's going for. I got 8 days in May. 8 days to myself in May. That's all I have to myself. So we go somewhere. We go for 4 days. I come back and get myself back together. I got 8 days. I have 8 days. But let me see. Role modeling and mentorship equals curriculum design effectiveness. Representation matters. It creates a supportive network. It creates supportive networks. It addresses how to navigate challenges. Now, sitting in her dissertation really just blessed my whole spirit. It really did, because she showed her Mexican familia that things are attainable. Is she going to go back to the school? Of course, right? And just being for children to look at her and be like, wait, she's not 50. Because, you know, young people think if you in your 30s, you old, right? You in your 40s, you half dead. You 50, you got 1 foot in the grave, right? But seeing somebody in their 20s, and now she is Dr. Iturralde. I'm so proud of her. And I told her she's my inspiration. She's my inspiration. If I have the opportunity to get my bachelor's degree, I'm going to get it. Well, how you going to pay your bills? What? I got my OnlyFans account for my feet. There we go. I don't care, because my degree is more important, and it's going to put me where I need to be. That way, it wouldn't matter when people post my address and stuff like that, right? But anyway, okay. I just wanted to share that great news. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. We all have obstacles. She just represented herself so well. At first, her program head, I don't know what they're called, but that was the person that was overseeing her doctorate, I guess, program or whatever. And it was the committee. And at first, she didn't see. My friend said, Dr. Iturralde said, oh, no one has any questions? But people had their hand up. It's just that she didn't see it. So it's just, we all were able to say, congratulations, young lady. Congratulations. And I'm so blessed to have met her. I am. I'm so proud of her. I know once we see each other, we're going to be crying. You remember that horrible teacher? She reminded me the other day. She said, that seemed like it was yesterday. That's how fast time flies. And that's why I know I will no longer waste my time on the brain dead demons in the Gambia. No longer 1717. No longer will I waste my time. I'm moving on. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And if I never get any justice within the court system, then guess what? I will get justice through my books. So it is what it is. Okay, so, all right. Congratulations, young lady. Congratulations. Okay, so getting back to Mr. Fairfax. Well, I'm not even going to say Mr. Justin Fairfax. I'm not giving him any respect because of what he did. So getting back to Justin Fairfax. Now, he ran on, no, when he left office, he talked about gun violence. Now, this is just really ironic that he said these things. And maybe he said it because that's how he was feeling. Maybe he was that angry that he was kicked out. Because if there were allegations, okay, I don't know where the allegations, where it ended, right? Was there court? Was there, I don't think it was, right? So the allegations was enough to get him up out of there. Now, how was he thinking? Because his actions showed what he was really feeling like. But how was he thinking when he was kicked out of the state's house over sexual assault allegations? So, because this is what he said. He said, we need a new, innovative hashtag hand and heart. So it says hashtag head, H, and heart. Maybe that's a typo. Approach to deliver universal and compassionate mental health care access and services. Now, he's saying this, but not one time did he go and get any mental health care. I know that he had good insurance, so I don't think it would have been a problem for him to get mental health. I know he had mental health benefits. If not, he had money to pay for his services. I mean, if I didn't have insurance and I still had to go to therapy, then guess what? I'm going to sacrifice, because if I don't have this, then how is anything else going to work properly? Right? So he said to keep weapons of war out of the hands of those at risk of harming others and themselves. This is just crazy that he said this. Was he thinking about harming others and himself after leaving the office in a 2023 Facebook post? And to address the internal damage and brokenness that drives people to cruelty and to want to destroy other people, families, and communities. That's exactly what he did. That is crazy that that's exactly what he did. Now, this was in 2023. So look, this was in 2023. In 2024 is when all of this stuff happened with the wife and them going through divorce, because they've been separated since December 2024, but living in the same house. So no one can tell me that this wasn't in his mind when he left the office. I can't believe this. Okay, so this is the sexual assault allegations against Fairfax in 2019. Came during a tumultuous time for Virginia politics, shortly after Northam was accused of appearing in blackface. I think that was the governor, in a decades-old photo, as the Northam, yes, that was the governor at the time. As the Northam scandal played out, two women accused Fairfax of sexual assault, the first becoming public on a conservative website that covers Virginia politics, and the second in a Washington Post story. So yeah, Fairfax repeatedly denied the allegations and called for investigations into the accusations, saying he was confident it would clear his name. But I don't. That's the end of that. So I guess nothing came out of that. The neighborhood and politicians, of course, they expressed shock. Somebody said, I think a lot about the children. Both parents are gone now. That's someone that lived in the neighborhood for 32 years. What does that do for them and their futures? Well, if the people that are taking care of them does not push therapy, there's going to be anger. There could be hereditary addiction already, right? There are a lot of things could go wrong for these children. It says just seeing her interactions with her children, the time spent in the backyard, all of the time doing stuff. A total DIY person, Dr. Serena was, when it came to building things and setting up activities for her two children in the backyard. Now, that says a lot. She was doing it. Was he just too busy? Why wasn't he setting up things for the children and building things for the, well, maybe sometimes the wife is better at doing things than certain things, but I don't know. It's like, since this has come out, there are a lot of questions that I have. I always have questions. So this is sad. Let me see. Fairfax chaired one of the Warner's re-election campaigns in the years before he was accused of assault. And someone said, I'm still just processing this. I'm sure there'll be an investigation, but let's let it run its course. People are very heartbroken about this. So that is the story of Justin Fairfax unaliving his wife of 20 years, right? I think they were married in 2006. They have two children, and he unalived her and shot her twice in the basement while their two children, age 16 and 14, was in the house. And one of the children, the young people, had to call the cops, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, on Facebook, it said, Dr. Serena Fairfax, a mother of two children and a dentist serving Fairfax community. Wow, they lived in Fairfax, the Fairfax County. That's funny, right? Their surname is Fairfax and they lived in Fairfax County. Was shot and killed by her husband, former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, according to the police. He then turned the gun on himself. Now, let's talk about the next person. Excuse me. Now, the next person we're going to talk about is Dr. Tammy McCullum. Dr. Tammy McCullum, let me show you her picture. Unfortunately, Dr. Tammy McCullum was unalived. By her husband as well. This is Pastor Tammy McCullum, right? So let's talk about her story. Pastor Tammy McCullum, was shot and killed by her husband, Eddie McCullum. He stated that he fatally shot her during an argument inside their North Carolina home. They were married for more than 30 years. This is just like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. You're with someone for 30 years and you decide, I don't love your ass anymore. I'm going to kill you. What in the hell is that? So let's do this. I want to show y'all this. Let's just push this down. It'd be better if I do that. The sun is glaring. Let me turn it. Okay. So this is North Carolina pastor allegedly shot and killed by husband early Monday morning. So let's just look at this right here. Charlotte, North Carolina pastor. Who is this? This is the Beat, the North Carolina Beat, raw, uncut, and unfiltered. So this is, look at this. First of all, he looks like he is way older than her. Is it me or am I tripping? He looks way older than her, right? Jesus Christ. So a North Carolina pastor is dead after a tragic early morning shooting that have left a community shaken and a family searching for answers. According to the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, officers responded to the 5700 just after 2 a.m. Reports of an assault with a deadly weapon involving injuries. When officers arrived, they discovered Tammy McCullum suffering from gunshot wounds. Despite efforts, she was pronounced dead at the scene. I'm sorry, ma'am. You were married to him for 30 years. See, this is the thing. Now, how old was she? Hold on. How old was she? It doesn't say. Because he was 60. It says he's 61. Authorities say husband, 61, Eddie McCullum, was taken into custody shortly after the incident. He has been charged with first-degree murder and is currently being held in the Mecklenburg, whatever, county jail without bond. This is him. I mean, does he look like a demon? Look at them eyes. So, someone got that mad. You got that mad, sir, that you had to shoot and kill your wife. As of now, investigators have not released details about what led up to the deadly encounter inside the home. Pastor Tammy McCullough was a devoted member of the Well Worship Center in Statesville, where she was known for her commitment to ministry and service. Please save yourself. This is the thing. This is what I keep saying. Like, you know, we know that when it comes to DV or something like that, this just doesn't happen overnight. It's not like someone just wakes up and says, it's hard her ass and kill her ass today. Nobody says that. It leads up to it. The abuse, the verbal abuse. Look at you. Don't nobody want you. This, that, and the third. That's verbal abuse. Let me break you down like the military and build you back up. The only thing is they don't build the person back up. They just break them down, right? So, rest in peace, Pastor Tammy McCullum, and I will be following that case. Now, that was Pastor Tammy McCullum, unalived by her husband, 61-year-old Eric. What's his name? Eddie McCullum, unalived his wife. Now, I'm going to save the last ones to put them together. Now, this is, what in the hell? What is going on here? Oh, okay, don't close all of them. Okay. So, let's talk about Barbara Deere. Right? So when, I think it was Eliza or RH said, what is going on with our men? That's the $1 million question. Now, Barbara Deere was a licensed speech pathologist. She was a licensed speech pathologist who worked almost 2 decades with the Chicago Public Schools, was shot and killed by her son. Her son did this, you all. Her son. You remember I did Friday Night Frights? I took my mom out. The last one, that was a Chicago boy, wanted to be a rapper. Mom spoiled the hell out of him, gave him whatever he wanted, never made him be a man. And what did he do? He unalived her. He unalived her, and he got somebody else to do it. Crazy, right? So, she was shot and killed by her son, who then turned the gun on himself. She was committed to carrying on the legacy of her late husband, Cook County Commissioner Dennis Deere. So now no one will carry on the legacy because the son unalived the mom. This is crazy. All right, so I told y'all a few weeks about the Florida vice mayor that was unalived by her husband, right? Now let's talk about, this is the headline. Well, before we get to this, let's talk about no, we're gonna get into this, and then I'll close out with the world's dumbest criminals. Now, we have to talk about these 3 ladies, y'all. We have to talk about these 3 ladies. One name is Denisha Delancey, right? Sadiddy, a rapper, and then Ashley Janae. We have to talk about these three women. This is just the saddest thing in the world. Just the saddest thing in the world. So now, let's talk about the Detroit rapper first. I didn't know who she was. So this is Denisha. No, is it, what's her name? Qualisha. Sorry. This is Qualisha. Qualisha is a Detroit rapper. Qualisha Sadiddy Barnes was shot and killed in Atlanta in her Range Rover. She was 14 weeks pregnant. It has been reported that she was allegedly shot by her boyfriend, who did not want her to keep the baby as he feared it would end his marriage. He feared it would end his marriage. Okay, so let me get back to this and I'll get back to the comments. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Greetings, Ramona. She stopped in to say hello. I hope you are well. I'm just making snack boxes. Where there's a will, there's a way, Kim H2. Yes, it is. Ramona, thank you. God is going to work it out. God is going to work it out. I do not like taking courses online. I feel like I need to be in the building. That's just how I do well. I don't like taking courses online. I need the interaction. Kim said, I wasted 12 years on a narcissist, my biggest regret, but life goes on, Tay Tay. Thank you for that, Kim. It does. And I'm just happy that I woke up quicker than, because these people will waste my time. People in Africa are doing time. So it's nothing for them to waste your time. It's nothing for them to waste your time. Well, you have to recognize that you need help. He did not. He did not recognize that. So Judy said he looked high as a mug. How many people are with church people though? I mean, like, how many church people are with, they call it being unequally yoked, right? And being unequally yoked is no good, because what you think, you're being unequally yoked is like, well, I want to have children and you don't want to have children. But we never had this conversation before we got married. So now it's causing an issue. We never talked about this during dating. We never. So now it's an issue. Now, some people are church, and then their husbands is home drinking. I saw that plenty of times in church. And it's like, I always wonder, like, why are you still there then? You paying all the bills. He's not doing any. Why are you still there? Just to say that you have a husband? Well, that's what one of the black women in the Gambia told me. That's what she said. You know, people grow up in church and it's like, oh, you supposed to have, they've never been married and they're just like, oh, I got my forever man. They go to the Gambia, they got their forever man, and it's like, you got a forever little boy in a man's body. Because mentally he's a little boy. He has no money, he can't take care of you. But you can give him money and he can go floss and act like he's a big man in his poor village, because he got a 2-bob that changed his life. Yes, that's what they say. Can you find me a 2-bob to change my life? I'm like, hell no. Why would I hook you up with somebody? And you just want, Jesus, let's not go there. Let's leave them damn Gambians alone, them continental Africans. They are not like us. If I ever get the chance to finish my undergrad and go to graduate school and someone's gonna pay for me to get my PhD, my dissertation would, I would love to be able to travel to different countries in Africa and pose the question, are continental Africans and Black Americans the same? That will be a great dissertation, right? Oh my God. Because I don't think we are. I don't think we are. Um, so that's crazy, right? So is people will do all these crazy things. They don't want this, they don't want that. But I don't want to leave. I don't want to lose my children. I don't, but people that are committing 187s, it's not about the children. We see that all the time. Well, my child, they trying to take the child, but then you take the other parent. So now, if you really cared about the child, then you would have stayed. You unalive one of their parents, and then you're going to jail. Now you done left these children traumatized. They're underage. Even if there's life insurance where someone is taking care of them, family doesn't always treat your children the same. We know that. It's just what they do to the children when they unalive each other's parents or one of the parents is selfish, and they are not thinking about their children at all. I mean, there was a man that unalived the wife, and the daughter goes to see him, and he's okay with that because he knew that his daughter what did he want? He wanted the daughter, and the daughter still goes and sees him in prison. And I mean, some people are just like, well, that's my dad, and I love him, and I can't stop loving him. Okay. And it's like, but what do you tell the child? Oh, stop going to see your dad. It's what can you say? It's nothing you can really say. Because that person, that's their dad, right? It's nothing we can say to them. It's like, well, I lost my mom, I don't want to lose my dad. Or I lost my dad, I don't want to lose my mom. So a lot of times the children, they'll say what they say to the father or the mother, and sometimes they'll go and see the parent and still have a relationship with the parent, and sometimes they won't. So, okay, let's keep going. We're going to talk about Sadiddy. Like I said, we don't want to blame the victim, right? But we have to do better. You can't be messing with a married man. So like you said, his wife, he didn't want his wife to find out, but murder is okay. It's okay. I was cheating, but I killed her. So everything is fine now. Like, what the hell? Like, everything is fine now. Everything is awesome. All right, I'm not going to make another one. I made 4. I have some tomatoes left. I'll just make a nice salad. That's what I'll do. I'll just make a nice salad, and then these will be the tomatoes for that. Only have 3 left. So now he unalives the girl. He's being investigated. Now what is your wife going to say? She's going to give you some divorce papers like, oh, you were cheating? Well, thank God I got away. Right? But because she was having a baby, and she probably loved him. But if you knew he had a wife, you got to stay away from married men. Juliet says some really horrible things about me. And if I ever lived in the Gambia, I would sue her. I will sue her. Juliet tried to throw my name in dirt because she was messing with the Nigerian boy. Young man, I don't know. The boy got shot. Whatever. Like, even the stuff that I brought when I came there, she bought all of this video equipment for him. Yes, for him. It's still in my Amazon. She sent me the money through her daughter, because a lot of people in the Gambia are doing money laundering, right? She had people sending her money for land and this, that, and the third. And who's in charge of the money? Her daughter. Wait, but isn't Jayanne working on her PhD? Did she just get her PhD? So you're going to allow your mother to mess up your life? I don't understand. But these are people that I would never understand. I'm not like them. I'm not a foreigner. I will never understand it. But, you know, people will lie and mess with other people's husbands. Tay don't do that. But like I told you, I was so damn fine in the Gambia that these people that were married were hating on me. And I'm like, wow, I don't even hang around y'all. I don't hang around you. I don't hang around your husband. So why are you so jealous? Why are you so... But she sure did throw my name under the bus and told my lawyer this. And my lawyer had a nerve to put those blatant, flabbergasted, mother effing lies in his defense, in his response to my complaint against him through the General Legal Counsel. These people are saying alhamdulillah, but these people are absolutely diabolical. Diabolical. So, Sadiddy, unfortunately, a Detroit rapper, lost her life because she was, I'm not going to say because she was messing with him, but the dude that she was dating and allegedly pregnant by took her life because he didn't want his wife to find out. So he feared the baby would end his marriage. And she's gorgeous. Right? She's gorgeous. So she was one of the women. Let me see. Is it here? So this was Sadiddy. That was Sadiddy. That's why I say, like, I don't know. Sometimes women are so beautiful, but they don't know their self-worth. You're gorgeous. You got a nice shape and you dating a married man. There are plenty of men that are out there that are not married. And now his bad eye behind unalives you. He unalives you. For what? Because he didn't want his wife to find out. So we talked about, in the last live, we talked about Denisha. And I think you all know Denisha. She went to St. Martin with her sister. She was going for her sister's birthday. The first night they get there, they drop their stuff off at the Airbnb. They hire a driver. They go to the club. They meet this dude at the club. He's from Trinidad. He's not even in said country. He's from Trinidad. And what does he do? He's spoiling them. He's spending money on them, whatever. But they made it home safely, right? They made it home safely. They made it back to the Airbnb safely. But Denisha decided to go and hang out with the dude, thinking he got businesses, he got a nice car, he had money bags, he's this, he's that. You can't be chasing a man's pockets, because that may be the death of you. And unfortunately, it was the death of Denisha Clancy. Denisha DeClancy, right? Am I saying her name right? Denisha DeClancy. That was the death of her. So she didn't go back. She didn't go inside with the people she came with. She decided she was going to go back to his Airbnb, right? Because, I mean, people go on vacation and they have vacation relationships. I'm not with that shit, but other people do it. Okay, good. Kudos to you. I'm not doing that. I don't know that ninja. So now his Airbnb was a few doors down from hers and her sister's. Her sister, from the one she was staying in. She was staying in with her sister, and her friend. Her friend went with them. So their Airbnb was a few doors down from his, right? Now, unfortunately, he didn't take her back to his Airbnb. He took her back to the club. And it just so happens that there were people that were looking for him. There were people that wanted to take him out. Did this man know? Of course he knew. If he in the drug game, he know the beef. This dude knew the beef that was going on. Make sure I still have sound. He knew the beef that was going on, but he didn't say anything. And what happened? In St. Martin, they pow the car, and Denisha was an innocent bystander that was unalived with her date for that night. Now, if she did not go and hang out with this dude that night, Denisha would have been alive. She would have been alive. But she went and she hung out with him, and she didn't know him. Am I doing this right? Yes. She went, she hung out with him, she didn't know him, and she never made it home back to her friend and her sister. So one thing that I say when we traveling, we together, we stand together, right? But sometimes when people are adults, they want to do what they want to do, and you just don't know. Sometimes you're like, man, I don't even want to argue. Okay, you're going like, it could have been a conversation. Girl, you don't know him. The sister, you don't know him. You won't, but he spent money on us. He got this. He's a businessman here, this, that, because she was a certified baddie, a self-proclaimed certified baddie. And unfortunately, some of these women that look a certain way, they chasing that money. It wasn't worth it because she ended up losing her life in St. Martin. So she goes on vacation and she comes back in a hearse. She was from Miami. So these carrots are so good. I'm making a salad. So damn, that shit hurt. I can't do it. Maybe I didn't even have to hit it, but that was hurting my hand. I love olives, y'all. I love olives. And I always put them in my snack box. So let's get to the headline. Y'all, I'm eating all the damn carrots out of here. So let's get to the headline. So there's two headlines. Let me talk about this one first. Y'all know about Sherry Strawberry? Y'all remember Sherry Strawberry from the Steve Harvey show on the radio? So we all know that Sherry Strawberry was married to this guy and he was a scammer. Like I keep saying, some of these women are just like, oh my God, a man. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus is a man. I ain't never seen a man before in my life. And then they just lose their damn minds. They lose their minds. So Sherry Strawberry, she married this man. He was in prison. At some point in time, they were playing their. I don't know how the hell somebody got hold of the prison phone calls, but I'm gonna eat one of these tonight. This is so good. Sometimes my body just craves vegetables, and that's a good thing. So Sherry Strawberry was talking to this dude. She was married to him. This ninja ended up in prison for fraud, right? Well, he's in the news again. And this time, it's even worse. Okay, so let's see. Where's the picture of him? Where is it? ¿Dónde está? ¿Está aquí? Está aquí. Okay. So per the Jasmine brand, Steve Harvey morning show co-host Shirley Strawberry ex-husband accused of using marriage in 75. Wait, not 75. He's accused of using marriage in a $750,000 scam, right? Faces grape and smecks battery charges. So I think so. She must have said that Shirley Strawberry must have accused him of using marriage to scam and defraud people out of the $750,000 scam. So let me see. What Dak Prescott? This is what y'all get. Suspicious activity near Guthrie's home emerges. Okay, so we're going to talk about Nancy Guthrie another day. I'm dedicated to these people today. Shirley Strawberry. So evidently he didn't stop doing what he was doing. His name is Ernest Williams. So recently, it says Steve Harvey's co-host Shirley Strawberry X hit with Schmexual battery charges. Let me see. I thought I had a picture. I thought I did. Okay, I thought I had a picture of him and her separate, but this is them. This is them. And you know, Shirley Strawberry, she used to give all the advice, right? Dear Sherry, the strawberry letter, she had that. And you know, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm not that woman where I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta have a man. But some women are like that. And unfortunately, they end up with trash like this dude, Ernest Williams. So let's talk about Ernest Williams, and then we're going to go to Ashley Janae, because this is just too much. This month has been really crazy when it comes to true crime. So this dude, this is a 2-minute read, so let's do this real quick. Per MSN, the criminal case involving Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband took another serious turn. According to WSB TV, during a status hearing in Fulton County, prosecutors revealed they are trying to fold a new January 2026 indictment into the already massive racketeering case against Ernest Williams. Jesus, man. Just think about it. Instead of scamming, just like Art Kathy and Kwesi and Phoenix, if they have all these skills, instead of scamming, why not do something legit? Why not do something legit? Why not use those skills to actually do something productive and legal? But when you're dealing with criminals, some criminals don't know how to they don't know how to think like a civilian. They just think like criminals because they are criminals, so they're criminally minded. Now, the ex-husband of Shirley Strawberry is facing a growing list of serious charges as prosecutors in Georgia say his alleged crimes stretch far beyond fraud. Authorities have indicted Ernest Williams under the RICO Act. RICO! That's what they were trying to get Kwesi and RJ Mahdi. Definitely RJ Mahdi. The feds are going after RJ Mahdi in Senegal for RICO charges. That was per the lawyer in Ohio that called me. According to reports, Williams was first indicted in May 2024 on dozens of fraud-related charges tied to what officials describe as an elaborate scam. He posed as a legitimate businessman to gain trust, ultimately defrauding at least 25 victims out of more than $750,000 in cash, vehicles, and other assets. Now, I guess it's not like Kwesi and them didn't steal enough money, right? But once you start getting over $500,000, $750,000, you hit millions, they're coming after your ass. Because now it's worth the FBI to come after you, right? Little money, I mean, their price, their wages, their salaries may be more than the 142,000 or almost 142,000 as to what I counted that 18 that Quasi Boyd, Art Kathy, Phoenix Rain, whoever took all the money, they all signed the paperwork. I just had access to one person's bank account. But criminals, effing criminals, effing black people that are criminals. That's who those people are. It's just a mess. And this dude, Lord, so you go through all this to scam somebody out of $750,000 when you could have been a legitimate businessman. I don't know what kind of upbringing these people had to do this. So it says the case has since escalated. In January of 2026, Williams was re-indicted. Fucking throw the book at his ass. That's what you do. You make an example out of his ass. It's not going to stop criminals from doing it, but throw the book at him. So in 2026, Williams was re-indicted and hit with additional charges, including rape and sexual battery. The new allegations significantly raised the stakes as the case moves forward, though details surrounding those specific claims have not been fully outlined to the public, which it wouldn't be, right? Because it's rape and sex charges. But this is him. This is Ernest Williams, right? I know Shirley Strawberry is pissed off that this is the picture. I know she's mad. Hey, every picture they're going to show, because what are they going to do? They're going to put Steve Harvey's name in it because she was a part of the Steve Harvey show. So they're going to put Steve Harvey's name in it. Steve Harvey's morning show, Shirley Strawberry. That's what they put. Now that's her ex-husband, but they sure got that picture. She's going to be linked to him for the rest of her life until his case goes to court. He is convicted and he goes to prison, and then people forget about it. So it says, I'm going to get to your comments in just a second. It says that prosecutors further claim Williams used his relationship with Strawberry to help carry out the alleged schemes. First thing Quasi said was, I know Black said, I know Juliette Lopez, Juliette Ryan. I didn't even know who Juliette Ryan is. But how many older Black people were worshiping Juliette? How would y'all church folk feel if you know that she was a queen atheist? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but she goes to the Marabou 5 times out of the week. She took y'all money, didn't she? She didn't tell y'all about the property gain tax, did she? She said, you have this land, you get this land for blah, blah, blah. But what about the people that live right there in the Gambia that won't take her to court? Why y'all scared? Why won't you take her to court? Because you ain't got no fight in you, right? But you'll sit there and hate on me because I got all the fight in the world. It's okay. I've had mouth since I was younger, and it's great. I'm grateful that I can stand up for something that's real and true and honest for our own people, when the people that have been here longer than me that say I'm rah, you ain't gonna do nothing to me, will keep your mouth shut. So that's on y'all. That's on y'all. But just keep in mind that if something ever happens to you and people keep their mouth shut, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So it says prosecutors further claim that Williams used his relationship with Strawberry to help carry out the alleged scheme, even going as far as fraudulently marrying her to gain access to potential victims. So he married her just to gain. He married her to gain access, fraudulently, even going as far as fraudulently marrying her to gain access to potential victims. Now, she didn't know, right? No, she was, unfortunately, Miss Shirley Strawberry was just like so many other women that they just want a husband. And people say, well, why you don't have a, look, if the right man don't come along, then I'm going to leave them right where they are. Why should I subject myself to abuse, trauma, jumping in a boat that's already sinking? All these women and men are in horrible relationships, and they're like, you should get married. You just want me to be in the same sinking boat as you. I'm good. Why would I jump in that boat and I'm living over here in a yacht, single by myself, and do what I want? Why would I do that if the right person doesn't come along? But unfortunately, Shirley, like so many others, I need a man. this man, I feel bad, right? You see her ring is up there. You see it. Let me show you. You see it, right? You know, when we think we got something good, we show off. I'm sorry, Miss T here. I hope you're feeling better. So we're talking about Shirley Strawberry and her ex-husband, how he used her marriage. He fraudulently married her to have access to scam other people. Isn't that crazy? So he knew, oh, wait, Shirley's an older woman. You know, some of these older women are the ones that got the money. They the ones that's traveling, this, that, and the third, right? The old men in the Gambia. Oh, Lord Jesus, we ain't gonna talk about that. 72-year-old with a young woman, and all he do is give her money. And he hang out with an older American black woman, but he be hating on her. I don't understand these damn people. So he fraudulently married Shirley Strawberry to gain access to more potential victims. So, you know, maybe she knew people that had money. She knew people that had education. She knew people. Oh, okay. So finally the son, right now I can, because it was just like in my face. It's okay. Son, kiss me. Go ahead, kiss me, son. So he knew that she had people around her that probably had some money, right? Authorities also allege that he was already married to another woman at the time, adding another layer to the case. I can't. Y'all, I didn't read this before I started this. I cannot deal. I cannot deal. Wait. So that's why they say he fraudulently married her, right? That's like a tongue twister for me. So that's why they say he fraudulently married Sherry Strawberry, because he was already married to another woman. So this ninja then committed bigamy, married her, scammed all these other people. He married her to gain access to potential victims. He scammed all these people out of 25 people out of 750,000. So that means these probably were people that had money, and he got 750,000, almost $1 million for them in cars and vehicles, and what else? Cars, vehicles, and other assets. They need to throw his ass under the jail. Officials say the alleged criminal activity spanned more than a decade, from 2009 through 2022. 13 years? Now, I don't make the money that they have. I don't make the money that these people make, right? But I could tell you one thing. If I did, I probably would have what is it called? I will pay for the background checks. Like, I will run background checks. I would have that. I will pay that monthly fee or whatever, where I have access to run background checks on people. That's what I would do if I made the money that other people made. It's a pair. A chef always takes their food as they go along. So that's what I would have done. But I guess Sherry Strawberry never thought that this ninja was married. Right? But what about the wife? How Sherry Strawberry showing pictures of him and this, that, but you already married. This is just a hot mess. This is a hot ass mess, y'all. So, one defendant, identified as Erica King, has already pleaded guilty and is expected to testify as the case unfolds. Well, who the hell is Erica King? Who is Erica King? Is that the wife? Is that the first wife? I'm just always enamored with criminals because I don't think like this. I don't think like this, right? They say, oh, Tay poor, she this, she that. I am poor, but look at God. Look at God, right? I don't make the money that everybody else makes, but I do have a nice life. And I'm grateful for that. Do I still get down and sad? Yes, because my joy is not in things. Okay? My joy doesn't come from things. If your joy comes from things, that things are taken away, then you have no joy, right? Yeah. It's unfortunate. A smart black woman that I supported, took up for when people talked about her, and I had much respect for, said some real foul ish to me, and she lives in the Gambia. I was like, oh well, not talking to her ass anymore, right? Because she thought that my joy should come from things. I'm not supposed to be sad. I'm not supposed to go through things because I have a nice house. Okay. God bless you and good night. I'm leaving these black people where they stand, honey child. Leaving them right where they stand. You and the knife is cracking me up. It's Friday night fights. It just fit, right? They're gonna be like, Shantae, that Tay crazy. She's doing this with the knife, you know. I'm supposed to cut up one more thing. I gotta cut up an apple, and then I think I'm good. I think my snack boxes are done. I'm going to. I don't know what I'm gonna put in there as the protein, but I did buy some more. Where's my tofu? I did buy some more tofu. I have only these 4 apples left from when I went to the church. It's almost time again, y'all. It's almost time again. So I'm going to move these so that way I can have some room in my refrigerator because I never have any room in my damn refrigerator. So, but thank God. I'm poor and I never have room in my refrigerator. Thank you, God. Now, I when I say I'm poor, it's because my bank account doesn't match my bank account doesn't match in my brain who I know I am, right? So that's why I'll be like, damn, on paper, I'm poor, but I'm rich in spirit and in everything else, right? Because I know who I am. Yo soy africana, yo soy small g, small God, made in his image. It's just that, you know, my bank account hasn't gotten the memo that we supposed to be rich and wealthy in money. My bank account didn't get the memo. Okay, so I'm gonna wash that. I'm gonna cut up this apple. I normally don't cut up the apples and put them in my snack boxes because, you know, the apple may get a little brown, but it's okay because I'm gonna eat the one that has the apple in it tonight. So let's get back to King Criminal, freaking Ernest Williams. So one co-defendant identified as Erica King. Now, I want to know who the hell Erica King is, but she already pleaded guilty. She said, I ain't getting caught up in this. Ninja, you know that you were scamming. So let me go ahead and plead guilty because evidently they have evidence, and I'm going to turn state's evidence against your ass, Ernest Williams, because we know that's what happens. That's the snitching. That's the snitching. Erica and Ernest did something illegal, and now Erica like, look, I'm not getting all, this is federal. I'm good. I'm good. Let me plead guilty. Let me take this plea that they're offering and let me go ahead and turn state's evidence and testify against Ernest Williams. So that way I won't get the time that he get. That's snitching. Because she knew what they were doing, right? If she's a co-defendant, these are RICO charges. Ain't nobody playing around. They were trying to get, what's his name? Diddy, the diddler. They were trying to get him from RICO charges. They should have got him for RICO charges, but he had a little bit more money. And then what is it? The black man worship. So the people that are in the jurors, what the hell case was y'all looking at? Yes, Cassie should have left. Yes, the next woman that messed with him after Cassie, before Cassie, you know, he didn't change, but people chase that dollar, don't they? Oh, I'll take it. I get to live this beautiful, glorious life. Cassie was playing the game, unfortunately, right? But she was also young. He groomed her, just like so many of these wealthy Just like so many of these wealthy men, they groom these women. They have a little bit of money and they groom them based off of, let me buy you this, let me buy you that. They're like, oh my God. Because we didn't know what Cassie was going through when she was going to these shows, and she's just, we didn't know he was whooping her ass and pimping her out. We didn't know that. So to sit on that jury and then to not get him for RICO charges, that's because he was rich. But you think they're not going to get this ninja for RICO charges? I kind of wish I lived in Fulton County to follow this case, right? But so it says, as it stands, attorneys are now working through whether the newer charges will be combined with the original indictment. No trial date has been set, and Williams has not been convicted of the allegations. The case remains ongoing. Okay, so Williams was first indicted on 39 counts after investigators accused him of running a years-long scheme that stretched from 2009 to 22. 39 counts. He presented himself as a wealthy, connected businessman, then used that image to gain the trust of mostly female victims. What did I say? This is happening too often, and the women are falling for it. Because I sure as hell got scammed, so I guess I fell for it too. It was a great business idea. It's just that I was dealing with criminals and alcoholics. Because Quasi Boyd, I don't have to say allegedly. I seen this man. This man was stealing drinks when we first got to the Gambia, and we went to Motu's and we doing the electric slide and we doing some Zumba and we dancing. He was over there stealing people's drinks. I've seen Quasi drink, right? I've seen and talk to his workers, because Gambian men will snitch in 2.5 seconds. They be gossiping. And they were like, all Quasi did was drink. All he did was drink. G said that he bought Quasi. He said he bought him and Megatai, that has the cigar shop in the Gambia, that bagging him, always bigging him up. They bought him coke. But what didn't he tell my aunt on the mat, Miss L's son, that he sold crack in the United States? But it's all good because we're not in the United States no more. So you can just destroy the community and you can be whoever you want to be. You a businessman. You a connected businessman in the Gambia. They used to sell crack in America. Okay. So at least 20 people, like they said, were allegedly scammed. This is crazy. Williams, once married to Shirley Strawberry, longtime host of the co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Strawberry has been one of the most recognizable voices in urban radio for decades, helping Steve Harvey build the nationally syndicated show into a powerhouse heard in more than 60 markets and by nearly 8 million listeners. That's why he focused in on her, and he just love bombed her. She's like, oh my God, I got this tall, skinny, chocolate black man, and he's a successful businessman. But not one time did she use her resources to check this ninja out. I ain't no Desperate Debbie. Prosecutors now say Williams allegedly used that marriage as part of the scam. He used her. He would pretend to be a legitimate businessman, but he was stealing from people. He used his connection to Strawberry to make himself look more successful and trustworthy, and she fell for it. We believe she met a man, fell in love. Okay, so this is, prosecutors also allege he knowingly married Strawberry while still legally married to another woman. We believe she met a man, fell in love, and married him. And the truth at the time is he was already married to someone else. The indictment also names co-defendant Erica King, who pleaded guilty in 2024 and is expected to testify, what I say, y'all, against Williams at trial. Authorities say King impersonated attorneys. This is why I say what Quasi did, if it was on the status of this or on the level of this, Quasi would have been in prison. So we know who that is. I don't wear wigs. So if the comment ever comes up, then I can go ahead. This is just my stalker, because my stalker always wanted to call me Ray Ray. So I already told you that this person doesn't have a life, right? It's not my fault that my hair grows so fast, but yours doesn't. Okay, that's not my fault, boo. That's not my fault that you don't have any hair and you wear wigs. That's not my fault. Sorry. Sorry. So my stalker used to say, "Oh, travel with Ray Ray." She just hated that I was beautiful, and she is struggling for beauty. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so as attorneys, okay, so what did this say? Okay, so authorities say King impersonated attorneys during court hearings and helped further the alleged operation. So what's funny is the lawyer that contacted me from Ohio told me that if Kiki Loves Nigeria, aka Victoria, right? If they went after Kwesi, if they went after RJ Mahdi for RICO charges, and they can connect Kwesi, that she would have been arrested too. Because what is she doing? She continuously attacked me because I was fighting a criminal that scammed us out of all this money, that scammed me out of 16,000. Defame my name, defame my character, defame everything about me online because he stole money from people. So that's what happened with King. Authorities say King impersonated attorneys. How many people did Kwesi Boyd use in the Gambia to try to intimidate people that were speaking up against the crimes that was happening in the Gambia? These people are diabolical. I did not know that our people acted like this. You know, you hear about stuff on TV, but I don't hang around them. So I didn't know it was this bad. I did not know that our people are this bad towards each other. I didn't know. You know, growing up in the church, maybe that false sense of security, right? That I'm always talking about. Maybe that's what that was. That false sense of security. I did not know that Black people, I'm too scared to go to prison. So the fact that they will do all of these things to scam all of these people and run to another country and then use other people. There are other investors that received emails about me, about Shrek, right? Kiki Loves Nigeria. Oh, she's exposing. She ain't exposing anyone. Did she expose the fact that she got arrested? She ain't exposing anyone but herself. And connecting herself as a teacher in Dayton, Ohio, connecting herself to a known criminal, federal criminal. But that's this Black man. I worship you, Black man. That's stupid. That's stupid. You're worshiping a criminal. Your life must be in the trash can. No, it's in the sewer. Because if you're worshiping someone that scammed all these people, then that means you are so far down that you got to look up. This is who you look up to. I don't hang with people like that. I don't know about y'all, but I don't hang with people like that. And the fact that she's 60 years old, 60. Dear Black people, I pray that we do better. 60 years old. It's sad. That means she's going to be like this her whole life. She ain't never been shit her whole life. I'm grateful for what I have accomplished in my life. Even if I don't have my PhD, even if I don't have my master's, even if I do not have my bachelor's degree, I have character. I have done a lot of things in my life, and it's not sitting there harassing someone online because I don't have a life, no teeth, and no hair. Okay, let's move on. So, authorities say King impersonated attorneys during court hearings and helped further the alleged operation. King later claimed she had also been manipulated by Williams. I mean, Bag was like, when Bag and Kwesi and Shrek had all of those, had that issue at Solomon's or whatever. Miss Cynthia said that Kwesi came over and started talking about Shrek. Don't know if it's true because Miss Cynthia lied left, right, and all around. So, but she said that Kwesi Boyd came over to the table and started talking about Shrek. Also, y'all remember Nima Dia with the daughter Chelsea? Same thing, right? When I said that Nema Dia was abusing Chelsea right on camera, Shrek like, oh, she talking about Nema Dia, right? Nema Dia sees bag at a gas station in Bijolo, and Nema Dia comes over to Miss Cynthia and says, oh, you said, you know, she came over, Nema Dia came over to bag Miss Cynthia and said to them that Shrek said you were talking about us. And she's like, talking about you? Wow, what do you have? Girl, you didn't move from one apartment to the next. You can't pay any bills. You hopping from man to man looking for somebody to say. She didn't say this. I said it. But why would somebody be jealous of you, boo? You realize that what you do in Florida and you pop, 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 pop with the drug dealers and they give you money, you're not getting that in the Gambia. You thinking that Punani is going to keep them? These people are prostitutes. They prostitute themselves day in and day out. Like, ain't nothing. Right? That's what Inator said. Okay, so as attorneys continue debating whether the new sexual assault allegations will be combined with the original RICO indictment, Williams remains in custody and no trial date has been set. So that was Steve Harvey's co-host, ex-husband, Shirley Strawberry's. Well, I can't even say that was her husband because he was a bigamist. He was a bigamist, right? He was, Gambia is a country. And you said, is anyone there? Is anybody there? No, they're all sleeping in the Gambia. Okay? That's a shithole country in Africa that Iran, let me shut up. So this is the family of Dr. Serena. That's when the children were younger. That's the family. All right, so now let's get to this. Let's get to this. Let's get to this. Who is this? Okay, now let's get to it. There's been a major update on Ashley Janae. So they call her Ashley Janae, right? That's her social media influencer name. Like mine is Travel with Tete, right? But Travel with Tete, I'm creating a brand, and I think that's why people were so mad because they saw the love that I was getting. People will hate you when you get love. People will hate you when you get love. They'll hate you because they don't get the same love. Gambia must be some. I told you, Butterfield, Gambia is a country. It's a country. Gambia is a country in Africa, in West Africa. Gambia is a small shithole country within Senegal. Okay? No crazy chick. It's a fucked up ass country. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about, so we see this picture of, this is Ashley Robinson, also known as Ashley Janae. That's Ashley Janae, right? So, okay, so content influencer Ashley Janae. So content influencer Ashley Robinson, aka Ashley Janae, died in Zanzibar under mysterious circumstances. This totally, when I went to Tisa Tells, because I know she was on it, right? Tisa Tells is one of the ones, that's when I started following her when Robinson, what's her name? Dang, I can't think of her name now. Shanquilla, right? So Shanquilla Robinson, this reminds me of Shanquilla Robinson. Butterfield, I'm following a story, so I can't answer that, okay? I can't answer that right now. So just don't go to the Gambia, okay? Just don't go there. So Shanquilla Robinson, that's when I started following Tisa Tells. And it's just crazy, like, this story reminds me of that. It's just that it's not friends. it is her spouse. Now, let's just talk about what happened. So I was talking about this yesterday, right? Now, what we know is Ashley Robinson, aka Ashley Janae, went to Zanzibar, Tanzania, right? And stayed at a elegant hotel, right? She was celebrating her birthday, her 31st birthday. She was celebrating her 31st birthday, and I think it was on August 5th. She talked to her mom, and her boyfriend had proposed to her 2 days before. Now, she's known as Ashley Janae. So her fiance, Joe McCann, is now being questioned by Tanzania authorities, and his passport has been confiscated. Can you see? I think I'm up too high. His passport has been confiscated. Now, okay, so let's just talk about this, right? Because when things happen in these countries, what people don't realize is when you go to Africa, I keep saying, some of our black people have some real issues, but black people in Africa, continental Africans, they are taught to love the white man, hate your own people, treat your own people bad, just love on the white people, do this, do that, do this, do that, right? So will they, at first they were talking about how Janae and Ashley and Joe got into an argument. Allegedly, someone came on my channel last night and said that they were arguing about him seeing other women, whatever. I mean, that could have been it, because they said that he frequented that country, and he frequented that country multiple times. If you see a person going back to a country, a man going back to the country, it's a woman there. You see a man going back and back, besides me, I'm going to try to get my money that they stole and hold these criminals accountable, right? But if it's not like that, then if that's not the case, then most of the time they're going back because they have a woman. Now, whatever the situation is behind Ashley Janae and her fiance, Joe, she's a Jersey girl. She's from South Jersey, right? Gloucester County, Gloucester, Gloucester County, right? Jersey. So she's from South Jersey. And South Jersey is a little different. South Jersey people, they do date outside their race, right? It's just unfortunate. She met this man, she dated him, and now he's being questioned. Now, the history behind it, they said that whatever happened, but they got into an argument. She contacted her mom. She told her mom that her and the dude got into an argument, and they're in separate locations, right? They're staying in separate hotel rooms, whatever. Supposedly, he was about 10 minutes away from where they were staying, from the original location, right? Now, that speaks volumes, right? We just talked about other people that were unalived by their spouses and they've been with them for 20 years. If you are arguing with your spouse so much, or your fiance, your boyfriend, y'all just got engaged a couple days ago, and you're arguing with him so much so that y'all had to get separate rooms, I wouldn't have never been around that man again. That speaks volumes. 2 days into, so she's been dating him for 1 year. 2 days into after 2 days before her birthday, he proposes, and then 5 days later, she's dead. So let's talk about what happened. Per this, it just says that she died in Zanzibar under mysterious circumstances. It says she was visiting there with her new fiance, Joe McCann, an American crypto trader. So I'm thinking he had money. Crypto, an American crypto trainer. Do you want me to show you what he looks like again? Sure, let me do that. Let me show you what he looks like again, right? An American crypto trainer, an American crypto trader, right? He looks older than her. She was 31. I don't know how old he is, but he was an American crypto trader. So he had money, dinero, then I say money, euro. During the trip, the couple had moved into separate villas because of domestic conflicts. Now, so many times, all right, it's about to get, I'm gonna cut this light on. I don't want to cut this light on. I like the other light. So unfortunately, so many times, I don't even see Ali Baby in here. When you hear people coming here and ask about Gambia, yeah, most of the time they're from the opposite. So, but some people can be used. We just saw that Erica King was used, right? And now she is going to jail, right? So many people can be used for wrong things. So now, it says that the couple had moved into separate villas because of domestic conflicts. So I'm assuming that they had the argument in Zanzibar. Now, if you go back and forth to Africa, or if you've been there and understand the culture, if you've been there a couple of times, you understand the culture, then you will understand, like I said, that people, that they will, how about this? The people that I interacted with, and I interacted with a lot of people, so I ain't gonna say the whole country, but they treat each other like that. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they kill each other. So what are they going to do to an American? And that's what a Gambian said to me. He works in the court system. So trust no man, fear no bee. That's all I can say. That's it. So now, let's say this, if they just got engaged, they celebrating their birthday, and they get into this domestic conflict where it's bad enough they have to move to separate villas, that's a red flag. I wouldn't have never allowed that man to be around me ever again. Ever again. Because now she ends up dead. Now, if you all remember K&K Squad, where she was talking about how she was in a hotel room. Where was she? In Ghana? I don't know. She'll be all over the place. I don't know, right? But wherever she was at, was she in Tanzania? I want to say she was in Tanzania, but K&K Squad was somewhere, and she went to the hotel, and she said she was in the bed or whatever, getting ready for bed, whatever the situation is, the details, the specific details that I don't know. I don't watch their channel. I don't have anything in common with these people. They don't eat right. They don't exercise. I don't have anything in common with these people. So most of the black people in the Gambia or in Africa, I don't follow. You follow people that you have things in common with, and they don't do anything that I do. So, and some of the things that they do, I think is very stupid. I'm not going to keep staying in a shithole country. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to run. I'm not going to stay in a situation or a relationship that doesn't serve me right. You know, these people are playing. She's playing. You know, she was playing. You playing with these dudes, your ass will end up you would end up dead in Africa. Everybody want to talk about how beautiful Africa is, but this is a third world country. These are third world countries. These people, only the black people are like, oh my God, I want to go live in Africa. America's so bad. And then they get there and they're like, these mother effing, da, 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 da. but they bought land and they bought houses and built houses, so they can't leave. They're stuck. They're stuck. But people try to act like the continent is such, it is a beautiful place, right? The land is beautiful, but the people can be very diabolical. And if you don't know who's whom, how can you really make an educated decision? Like, oh, this person is not good. First thing continental African will tell you, oh, you met up with the wrong people. But where were you to tell me that these people were wrong? Because y'all will walk past and not say anything. They will continue to keep the lie going. With some continental Africans, they think, well, as long as we get them, if I didn't get them, you got them. So, because a lot of these people hate us. They talk about America, 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 but you're trying to come to our country. I'm not trying to go and live in your shithole country. Most of these people that's in the Gambia and are these in these African countries, what are they doing? They are running to try to get the hell out of their shithole country. But we're the only dummies trying to run there and got to live like we're in prison. And then we can't really live the way we want. Say you got a little money. You can't really enjoy your money because you have poor people looking at you like, as soon as she go to sleep, I'm going to come and knock on her gate. How many Black American women, older women, these are retired people, and they sleep at night. Most of them are up in the middle of the night. They sleep in the daytime so they could be up at night. Why? So nobody don't come in and rob and kill them. I don't want to live like that. I don't live like that here. You can have it. You can have it. Like when a man is cheating, you can have them. You can have them. You can have that low life country. And it's not everyone. Everyone is not jacked up. But what I learned is if you are against, there are very few in these countries that will speak up against the injustices that their fellow countrymen are imposing on the strangers or the people that are coming there. They're very few. Why? Because in the Gambia, they were like, oh, you wicked. Move out the way and let me get my chance. That's what they say. Move out the way and let me get my chance. My chance to what? To scam and cheat them. For what? Small money? Your whole family's still poor. Where is it getting you? You've been doing this for generations, and your family is still poor, impoverished, and you're still saying Alhamdulillah. And you're still not getting anywhere. Do you ever think that maybe this is not the right thing to do? Okay. So we remember when K&K Squad was somewhere overseas in Africa, and she was saying she went live. She was at a hotel. She went live because someone was in her hotel room. Someone was in her hotel room, right? The people, I'm just going by what she said. What actually happened, I don't know. But I do know that some continental Africans will lie and perpetuate and keep the lie going because they think that they're going to get something from the person, or it's just you're an outsider. Someone told me, well, these people can't even read and they want to regurgitate the Quran to you, okay? But they said, oh, well, in the Quran it says we can do anything that we want to do wrong to non-Muslims. Now, I know that's a goddaggone lie. Why would any religious book say you can do what you want to people as long as they don't believe what you believe? That doesn't even make any sense. But that's what I was told in the Gambia. These people are brainwashed. And sometimes, shout out to the people that have religion, but they understand that they're not brainwashed by it. Some people are brainwashed by religion. They can't think for themselves without religion. And I see that when it comes to countries in Africa, even countries in Mexico. I used to work with a Mexican woman, and she was just like, I should have aborted my first son. She married this dude. The first dude she had a baby by, her family told her not to have a baby by him. She did it anyway, right? And that, I guess the boy put her through a lot, and she's like, I should have aborted him. Like, she say the most hateful things. But then she'll also say, well, my grandchild, now he the first one had a child. Now she love him, or she loved the grandchild. But then she's like, well, his child's mother doesn't want to raise the baby Catholic, and that's not, and now she got an attitude and she hates it, but she's miserable with her life. I used to work with her. She's miserable with her life. But she got Catholicism. She drinks every damn day. So this is why I say some people are just brainwashed when it comes to religion, but as far as having a relationship with their creator, is not there. Greed and star bright. It's not there. There's no relationship with God. It's just religion. I do this religiously, so now I look holier than thou, and bow down to me, basically. So K Squad was saying that basically, they were sticking up for each other. And, they just see, many times people just see us as money when we go to Africa. They just see us as money. So they were taking up for each other. And eventually she was able to leave the country. 9 times out of 10, she probably had to pay something. The owner of the hotel said that they would do something if she didn't go live. They don't like when we go live and immediately tell people what's going on. They don't like that. These people like to do things in secret. And then when you expose them, they like to do diabolical things in secret. And then when you expose them, they hate you. But they're the ones that did something wrong to you. It's crazy. I ain't never met no people like this. When I went to Africa the first time, it was never like this. I did not experience the stuff that I experienced in the Gambia. But them Americans over there, they're just lying. Oh, this is paradise. And I can pick this dude, and I can pick that dude, and I can sleep with this dude, and I can sleep with a different dude every night. This is paradise. That's not paradise. That is whorism. And you shouldn't be doing that if you are saying that you're Muslim and you're a Black American and you're saying Alhamdulillah. But like on Saturday Night Live, they have told people what you can do in the Gambia. And if you want to get it popping every night with somebody different, and you want to have what is it called? A romantic holiday, because they call vacation holidays. A vacation holiday, vacation relationship, then go to the Gambia. And you can go there and you can be married before you even leave the damn. You can be married before you even leave the airport. You can be married. That's how Gambia is. So I'm all finished cooking. Well, kind of prepping. I have my salad. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna put on here. I might make some. I do have a piece of fish that I could throw and bake and throw that on my salad, and that'll be dinner. So it says that during the trip, so this is what I said. The couple moved into separate villas because of the domestic conflict. McCann is being questioned by the police, and they are holding his passport. So I'm hoping that they are taking this serious. But I will say this. Because this is because this is worldwide news, the Tanzania government, yes, we've been saying it wrong. Tanzania, that's what we've been taught. But people from Tanzania calls it Tanzania. So it's Tanzania, yeah. So the people from, which is East Africa, the people from the Tanzanian government, police, they don't want the smoke of a worldwide news story like this. They do not want that. Do I think that Joe has been coming back to Tanzania and he knows people and he didn't call the mother for 11 hours and he lied and said that she was stable? How was she stable if she was, how was she stable? Why did he lie to the mom? He lied to the mother. So He hasn't been arrested, but he is being questioned, and they did take his passport so that way he can't leave the country. Now, this is probably because it was murder. Now, Quasi Boyd, they didn't take his passport, but there is a $2 million Dalasi bail security on his head. So when it's time for us to go to court, if Quasi does not show up, those people that signed for him, those two women, those two Gambian women that put up their $2 million Dalasi home, money, whatever, they had to show that they had $2 million Dalasi, which is 40,000 US dollars at that time. The Gambian dollar has fallen. So for the people that are in America, it's good for them. They'll get more Dalasi for their US dollar. For the people in Euro, they ecstatic. The people that Euro is their money, their currency, they getting a whole bunch of Dalasi because the Euro is worth more than the US dollar, right? But they had to put up a bail security, $2 million Dalasi, $40,000, two people. That's the one thing that my lawyer did right, was the ex parte for that. Other than that, he didn't file the case right. He didn't do anything right. But he did that. So, and that is what was in the Standard newspaper. So parts of the case, like the way he filed the case, that was in the newspaper. It wasn't filed properly. I had, my affidavit was pages, right? Because I broke everything down. I told a story. What they did was they made it small where it wasn't, it doesn't connect. The judge would be like, well, what the hell is this? This doesn't connect. But he's a senior lawyer. The former president, Uncle Yahya Jammeh, the one I love, that gangster is fuck. Okay? I love him. But they say, why was he so hard? Because he said Gambians are hard-headed. These people are killing each other. Knocking somebody off the bike, they'll kill you for a phone. These people, the drugs that are, do you know crystal meth is in the Gambia? Crystal meth. These people can't even smoke weed properly without losing their minds, right? Or drink alcohol. These people drink alcohol, gin, whiskey. This is a Muslim country. You go in Lebanese, Indians, they're selling all the alcohol in the world. But all these people are saying, Alhamdulillah, what the hell is going on here? I don't even know why anybody would want to live in that country. The people that live there don't want to live there. So we know how continental Africans will stick together. So I feel like that may be what they were doing in the beginning. And this got worldwide news. Tanzania don't want the smoke of the world, making all these videos and the news talking about them. They don't want that. They don't want that. So they question him. Now, what's going to happen? We don't know. Nobody wants to die in a foreign country. You think that they're going to really investigate an American being killed? First of all, before this administration, a lot of people, they say hate America because of our president. I mean, I could hate other countries because of their president. How dumb does that sound? I'm going to hate you because you're an American because we don't like what your president is doing. He is kicking our people out that's been in this country for 20 years and they never got their citizenship. That's not his fault. That's your fault. You've been in the country for all these years. You never went and got your citizenship because you want to say, I'm blah, 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 whatever country you're from. Well, then you blah, blah, blah. And if you get deported, then you get deported. It ain't my fault. How can you hate Americans because of the president? And these people have whole countries corrupt as F, and they have a nerve to say, we don't like Americans. Jesus, take the wheel in the whole damn car. So we're going to watch this case. It's just unfortunate that this young lady lost her life. But we have to think about it. I don't want someone just because they have money. I want to know your character. You think that this man, this was their first, okay, let's just play devil's advocate. I always say, when we're dealing with DV, this is not the first time this has happened. When you're dealing with domestic violence, this is not the first time that it has happened. if they unalive you. No, this has been going on for some time. Every true crime story that I talked about tonight, these people have been, the pastor was married for 30 years. You think that this was the first time they had an argument and he just killed her? No, they've been having little arguments. It's been escalating and it's been escalating and it's been escalating. And now, who knows? She probably said, I'm done. What? I'm old and she thinks she's going to leave? Who going to take care of my old ugly ass? And they kill him. We know that the time that you are trying to leave is the time that you are the most unsafe. It's the most dangerous time. Because if this person has had control over you all this time, and then your eyes wake up and you no longer got these rose-colored glasses on, and you're like, wait, I'm done with this. I'm paying all the bills. He ain't doing anything but drinking and doing drugs, and he want to slap me around. I'm done. Well, he's been doing this for 10 years. You think he's just going to let you walk out the door? I'm sorry. That one time, they'll ask for that one last time. I just want to give you $1,000. I just want to do this. I just want to do that. I'm sorry. I'm going to sign the papers. I'm going to sign the divorce papers. I'm going to do what you've been asking me to do. And the women should think like, no. Then mail it. That's my ignorant ass. Mail it. They go back and then no one sees them again. And what is that? That's because he lost control. This man that unalived doctor, and her picture is right here in front of my face. This is crazy. Her picture is right in front of my face. This is Dr. Serena Fairfax, the dentist, the first story I talked about, right? She saw him fall from grace. She saw him fall from grace. But she also saw something that we didn't see. The public didn't see. Him drinking, him not paying the bills, him not caring about his family. He was just building himself up. And when they said he got to get out and get his own place, he said, F that. I'm going to unalive her. I'm going to unalive myself. I'm going to run upstairs to the bedroom. He shot her twice. He ran upstairs to his bedroom. He shoots himself once. And his children, 16 and 14, were in the house. In the house. He did this to her in the basement. So maybe she was living in the basement. I don't know. But if I see someone acting like that, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be in the same country as you, let alone the same house. So when they talk about Ashley Janae, when you are an influencer, people may come and say, let me make sure. Do I have more comments? No. Okay. All right. So when you are a content creator, an influencer, whatever, I try to influence people to eat right, exercise, and work on your mental health. Because that's where I am now. I have travel videos. I have all these videos. My mental health comes first. I need to heal. Because I know I have anger inside of me. I don't want to end up in prison. Why? I have a good life. I didn't do anything wrong. Right? So I have to take care of this so I can release the anger. But a lot of times I know for myself, nothing is really going to leave. I can do talk therapy. But once I start talking about it, I'm like, mother. Right? And that's not going to leave until I get some justice. Now, justice may come in different forms. I may not get a penny back. I may not get anything back. I may whatever. But at least for me, I know that I fought and I saw it to the end and I held these mother accountable. Now, what happens when I write my book? Then I'm just going write. Rihanna, I'm just going to write and get it out and go on back to my beautiful life and leave them pieces in the Gambia, in that ish whole country, doing what they do. Scam and lie and cheat and steal. I'm going to leave them where they are. But I don't know for a fact, but based on history, and history repeats itself. Based on history in regards to domestic violence relationships, do we really think that Ashley Janae, that this was their first argument? No. But when you are an influencer and you look good and that money is coming in, the influencers have to continue to perpetuate the lie and the narrative, right? Let's just talk about the people. ES. ES is a perfect example. ES is in Egypt now, right? She was in Ghana. She's with this dude, cheating with that dude, left one dude, married another dude. I don't think these marriages on paper. These are Gambian. These are assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam marriages. These are Muslim marriages, right? So there's really nothing where you marrying. It's just a spiritual marriage. So you can go from one dude to the next, to the next, to the next, right? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But let's use her as an example. So she wants to perpetuate this narrative that, oh man, we in love. Come here, Kaifi. I love your African ass, right? They want to perpetuate this lie. But then when things get bad, then she's in the hotel. Your marriages and we're leaving, and then she's back with him because y'all give her money. Then she's back with him, and then she's like, well, those were skits. She's lying. If you have ever dated a continental African overseas, you know that she is lying. If most people that have dated a continental African are being honest with themselves, then they know that they have seen red flags and they have ignored it. Whether it's the low self-esteem, I just want a man. Whatever it is, we know that you have seen red flags and you have ignored it. We know that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, TikTok. So we know that. So when we see things escalate and escalate and escalate, and this man, he's not a man, this demon, Joe McCann, unalived this girl, allegedly, right? It looks like he allegedly unalived her. Because the mother's like, well, she had a great life. Why would she just kill herself? She attached herself to a demon that she didn't know was a demon. And she accepted things. They've been dating for a year. So they've been dating for a year. I guarantee you, if Ashley Janae had recorded some things and they find, like if she was unalive, what happened to her phone, her laptop? She probably had two phones, right? Her laptop, all of her devices. Are her devices still there? Does she have a diary? Does she have a journal? Right? I guarantee you, if they find anything of hers where she was documenting what has happened in their relationship, we will see that there was domestic conflict before they went to Tanzania. But how many times do we ignore things because, well, he got money. Well, maybe he'll die and I'll get his money. I don't know what people be thinking. I don't look that way to get the men that have the eligible bachelors, right? But we as Black women, I say Black women because I'm Black. I've never been anything else, right? So, but we as women, we have to look at and not ignore the warning signs. When we get that feeling that's what that woman's intuition is like, think with your mind and not your heart. Because sometimes your heart is like tugging, well, I love him and he won't do it again. And then you're dead. And as he's unaliving you, you're probably thinking, I should have left this ninja a long time ago. It's too late then. And we're into half the month, right? I just had to pay the IRS some money. They talk about some Shantae poor. I had to pay these ninjas some money. Oh, mother, son of a lovers. But I don't mess with the IRS. Them alphabet boys will come after you. The FBI, they only coming after the FBI catch you after the fact. That's what the FBI said. There's no preventative. They always come after the fact. That's what the FBI agent told me when I talked to them on the phone, right here, Tucson. So we have to be mindful, and we have to pay attention to our women's intuition. We cannot love someone more than we love ourselves, and then we end up dead. That's not. And then a lot of these people have children, and now your children have to deal with that trauma. So I'm going to keep an eye on the Ashley Janae, or Ashley Robinson, aka Ashley Janae, mysterious death in Tanzania. But I am happy that the Tanzanian government, the police department, whatever they're called, that they are investigating this. I'm happy about that. But I can guarantee you that it's only because this got worldwide news, right? And if they were, Tanzania's different. Tanzania, they say like they have stricter resident laws, like with green card, like you can only stay there for 6 months and then you got to go. So think about it. If you rent a place for 1 year, right, and you have to leave 6 months, they only give you 6 months as a stranger or as a foreigner to come to their country, then you have to leave, go to another country and come back. That's money that you have to spend. That's probably why I think one of the women that are in the Gambia now, she was in Tanzania first. It's more expensive. East Africa is more expensive. West Africa is the cheap side to an extent because it has so much trauma. They like, give us your money and then we're going to traumatize you even more, even though we sold your ancestors because y'all were better than us. We sold y'all. We sold them. And now you're coming back like, oh, my sister, my brother, I love you. Let me sponsor your raggedy ass child. And they just cause more trauma on us. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they scam. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. But I'm not retirement age. So maybe some people, I noticed certain generations, they're just like, there are a bunch of Black Americans in the Gambia that just hate white people. They just hate white people. But I'm like, but you're overlooking your own Black people doing this to you. So you're going to overlook what Black people is doing, the trauma and the lying, the cheating, the scamming, and the killing, and you're going to just immediately say, I hate white people. Well, what about your own people? What about our own people doing this to us? These are Black Americans that went to the Gambia to scam other Black Americans that wanted something better. What the hell type of issue is that? And we just supposed to say, it's fine. Not Tay-Tay. All my life, I had to fight. All my life, I had to fight. Y'all remember Color Purple? Oprah Winfrey? All my life. Sitting in that jail. I don't want to be sitting in anyone's jail. This is why I'm minding my business, drinking water, minding my business, fighting these criminals from right here from in America. And I don't have a desire to go back to the Gambia ever until I have to go back for these cases. Solamente. I know when someone shows me who they are, believe them. And I believe it. All the Black Americans, all the UK people, all Black British, the Gambians that have shown me their true colors, the Lebanese. I'll tell my story in the membership, but I'm good. They have shown me who they are and I believe them. I'm not going to sit here and be a glutton for punishment. And then y'all will be saying, RIP to Tay-Tay. She went back to that shithole country and they killed her. No, I'm good. Because if you're fighting certain people, I don't speak the language fluently. I don't know who's scamming and scheming on me. That's why when I come into the country, people don't even know I'm there. The people that are paying attention, they're like, oh, sister, you back. I'm like, salam alaikum. Yes, I'm back. Jere Jeff. Namanala. I bullshit them the way they bullshit us. I'm like, yes, I'm back. Assalamu alaikum, which is their Muslim greeting, right? I'm like, Jere Jeff, which means thank you. Welcome back. They said I say thank you. And then I say namanala, which means I missed you. And they say, fila ope o malado, which means I miss you more, and I'm going about my business. They have taught me how to be phony. They have taught me to not open up my heart to people that just look like me just because they look like me. What's the saying in the Black community? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And they have shown me that. So it's the smiling coast. I'm smiling. I'm just not scamming, but my smile is fake. I'm smiling to get what I need, get in, and get the out. And this is what every last one of these women should have done. If you see something, say something, or just run. Tell someone, because I'm going to finish with this. I forgot. What's her name? What is her name? It is, oh, here it is. Sharonda McKnight. Y'all know Brian McKnight, right? I went to go see Brian McKnight here. I paid $20 for my concert ticket. And I was having a good time, right? Yeah. And then I see him in the news and I'm like, what? This ninja then denied his whole Black family. He married a white woman and he only claims the child or children that are from the biracial relationship. And I said, well, what the hell happened? Wanye Morris did the same thing, didn't he? I don't think he married a non-African, but maybe he did. But Wanye Morris did the same thing. But Wanye Morris was in Brandy's book for being 20 some odd years old and grooming her and messing with her when she was 16. Shout out to you, Brandy. Shout out to you for telling the truth. Now, she had to get to a point where she did her memoirs, but how many times has this happened? Now, Sharonda McKnight said, if anything happens to me or my kids, my ex-husband did it. Did I bring it over? There we go. I'll post it on my community page. But yes, Sharonda McKnight said, if anything happens to me or my kids, my ex-husband did it. Now, if she posted this on Facebook and she posted this in the public, I'm worried. Because if she felt the need to say this in public and put him out there like that, something else is happening behind the scenes. How many times do we as women just keep everything inside? All these women that died, it shows that. We keep everything inside. Sharonda McKnight said if anything happens to her or her children, that her ex-husband did it. She's scared. Then, I don't know if y'all heard, but this dude has finally been arrested for the teenage girl being found in his Tesla. What is his name? D4DDD. That's a weird ass name, right? I know you all heard about this, right? You all heard about this a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but there was a rapper where a young girl was found in his Tesla in the trunk. Her body was decomposed, and 14-year-old girl, Eliza Coney, yes, 14 years old. She was found in the trunk of his Tesla, decomposed, and I think the Tesla was like in a parking lot, airport parking lot. So yes, so Judy, I think he was arrested today. So it says, this is per the New York Post. D4D remained out of sight from the public for months. Holed up in a, this is not what I wanted. Hold on. I think it played it already. Let me just refresh it. He was held up in a $3.5 million home. Okay, so here we go. Pause it. He was held up in a $3.5 million Hollywood Hills home and surrounded by messy chaos before he was arrested for the murder of the 14-year-old Celeste Riva Hernandez. Now, how old is this dude? I know he's not 14, but how many of these dudes, what did I just say about Wanye Morris? Boys to Men. I went to a Boys to Men concert here. I paid $20. Y'all like, damn, she always going to these concerts. She only paying $20, right? So I didn't know that Wanye just ignored his other children. All these children can sing. He won't get him a chance. He won't get him a chance. Her parents knew about the relationship, just sick. Now that is, she was dismembered. See, I didn't. The parents knew about it. Just like so many of these parents knew that these young people were hanging out with the celebrities. And let me just say this. I don't know if it comes just from poverty, but some of these parents will accept their young underage child being with a grown man just because he got money. In the Gambia, I told y'all, I saw somebody, the girl, I think her child was like between 7 or 9 or something like that. The little girl, the mother was just basically giving her to an old white man in the Gambia. Right? He trying to give her the towel while the mother's sitting there laying on the lawn chair on her phone. A Gambian said that he called his own people sociopaths. He's Gambian. I got the screenshot. He said it on YouTube. And before I know it, I looked up again and the girl is on his lap and she's like this, right? She's like this on his lap. This old fat roly-poly, wah! He's rubbing on her butt. No. He's rubbing like this, right? Rubbing here. He comes down. I see his hand. I said, if he lingers, I'm going to say something. He came up and then he tried to do this. And I said, get your hand off her. Now, a black woman came on here and in my comments, it was like, you the only one yelling, look, you're ignorant. So I'm supposed to sit here and watch someone do something diabolical to a child right in front of my face while the Gambian is just like, la, 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 la. We don't see this shit because this is what we do. What the hell? What is happening to this world? Oh, God. Where were her parents? Judy said, all of my 3 daughters didn't date until I said so. I feel like, once they turn 16, 17, 18, fine. But I'm going to have you busy, busy, busy. If I had a child, I'm going to have you busy, 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 busy. They're going to try it. They're going to like boys, this, that, and the third, But I'm happy that I never had to deal with that because that is something that you have to fight. You have these young girls, they have hormones. They're trying to date the boys, especially if they slim and they look good. The boys are trying to do what? They just trying to get whatever wet. And then if she gets pregnant, then the dude, oh, no. That's why we have to instill in our girls who you are. Get your education. Most white people, when they go to college, that's where they go to find their husbands. That's what I've noticed. But these young black mothers, I'm just saying black because that's what I see in my community. I don't see a lot of stuff in other people's communities because I'm not in other people's communities, right? I don't live in their community. So, but what I'm seeing is a lot of these parents are late in letting their 12, 13-year-old date. And I'm seeing it on true crime, like, oh, they were in love. And I'm like, these are adults saying this. And I'm like, has everyone gone mad? Has everyone gone crazy? Because how in the hell is a 12 or 13? They don't even know themselves at 12 or 13. They're just going through all these hormones. They may be getting zits and come on. But I feel like vicariously, these parents are living through their children. We didn't do this when we were young, so I'm going to let my daughter do this. I'm going to let my son. Well, the sons get to do what the hell they want anyway. But the daughters, I'm going to let my daughter. They letting these girls be grown as hell, half naked. I'm like, Jesus, thank you, God. I started going through the change of life early. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Because I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want it. So I feel like, see, I didn't even see that. They started dating when she was only 13. He's in his 20s. Her parents knew about the relationship, just sick. Why? Was it her parents didn't care? Why? Was it because he was a local rapper? Because I don't know who this dude is. D4D. What the hell is the name? Is D4, it's spelled D4VD. I mean, it sounds like you got a venereal disease, D4VD. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that this is what he has, right? Because I don't want to get sued. But what I'm saying is, that's your name, D4DD, D4VD. I don't know. It sounds stupid. But they should have been arrested him. Evidently, they got evidence now, right? But everybody was like, why is he still walking free? If a dead person has been found, a dead underage child, dismembered, has been found in my trunk, how can he say that wasn't me? I didn't do it. How? That's your car. That's your car. That's a Tesla. That's not no hoopty. That's a Tesla. So I guess it's good that they didn't arrest him until they got evidence. But so Judy said our church had a program for the youth. I was going to say something about like group dating, because like it's normal for the children to like someone and to have a healthy relationship. I feel like so many people growing up didn't have a healthy relationship. That's why we're talking about what we're talking about now. They didn't have a healthy relationship growing up because they should have recognized what is healthy and what's not. Right? So Judy said, and they all had dating classes. Granted, they weren't perfect, which nobody is, right? Especially when you're a child, but they were married and then had children. Believe me, they tried me and their dad, which that's what we do. Young people, we're going to try our parents. But that's why the parents have to be 10 toes down and on one accord. How many times parents play mommy and daddy against each other? Especially if they broke up, right? I just feel like we have so many broken people going into these relationships and then they're creating children. And this is why we're seeing what we're seeing now. So yes, his name is David, but with the way he did that, D4, it just looks stupid. It just looks stupid. D4VD. Well, his ass is in block C now, ain't he? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. He in block D. This is why I feel like we have so many broken relationships and broken people, broken adults. My stalker is 60 years old and she broken, right? Don't know anything about therapy. She wouldn't be doing what she's doing, harassing people, if she would just find some self-love and go to a therapist and talk about what has happened to her in her past. Because if someone acts like this and you don't have any trauma in your history, then you're just a demon. You were just born bad. I mean, some people may have been born bad, right? Jeffrey Dahmer. Yes. Okay. So I can't. I just got to get my thoughts together, y'all, because I can't believe this, right? So her name she was Latina. She was Latina, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The newly renovated home where he was staying when he got arrested offered plenty of privacy for the singer with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a well-covered outdoor pool and spa. But why are you hiding? Right? Why are you hiding if you didn't do anything wrong? He knew that they were coming for him sooner or later, because so it was a $3.5 million home behind the iconic Chateau Marmont was used as a hideout for the singer. Neighbors had no idea the singer was even living at the home. Now, however, a glimpse inside the home showed a kitchen in complete disarray. The main kitchen island was littered with food and supplies, including pretzel bites, Chick-fil-A sauce, bagels, syrup, ketchup, flour, and cereal. What the hell were they making with that? It's unclear if the singer was just moving into the rental property, getting ready to leave, or if he just left things a total mess while he was living inside the home. So let me show you. That's what the kitchen looked like. Can you imagine a $3.5 million home? And this is how you got my kitchen looking? This is how you have my kitchen looking. So, okay. Somebody went to Costco. No, those pretzel bites are not from Costco. They're not they're not big enough. So it says the home's kitchen was in complete disarray with food all over the counter. Now, it offered plenty of privacy, but look at this. The police said, we coming up in this piece. We're coming up in this piece. It looks like they kicked the door in. But you're right, Judy. He did not put up a fight. He did not. So let's see. Okay. They came in. Neighbors spoke to the California Post, said that they had no idea D4 David was even living there. Let me just pull this down. They had no idea he was living there. The home situated behind celeb hotspot Chateau Marmont. I don't know what that Chateau. I said Chateau. Chateau Marmont is located in a neighborhood full of celebs. Ariana Grande, billion dollar lottery winner Edwin Castro. Shit. I gotta be in the I need to start playing the lottery, y'all. And Jimmy Kimmel all live in that area. Wow. D4D was arrested Thursday for the murder of Rivas. Footage obtained by the California Post showed the singer being hauled away in handcuffs by several gun-wielding LAPD officers. LAPD officers broke into the home by smashing a gate and taking the singer into custody. So there he is, right? And like Judy said, he was taken into custody and didn't put up a fight. The teen's dismembered body. So yes, she was now. Oh God. Now I know her parents crying. Oh, he did this, but you let your daughter be with a grown man for what? Unfortunately, foreigners accept a lot of different things. I see a lot of the subservient behavior here. They accept a lot of things, and I think that they're taught that from their family members, from their mother, from their father, from their grandmother, because they want to stay here, right? So they shouldn't have never let her date this boy. But her body was dismembered. The teen's dismembered body was found divided into 2 cadaver bags in the singer's Tesla back in September. So we have October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It took him 7 months. D4D, David, whatever his name is, disappeared from the public's eyes after Rivas's body was found, canceling his tour. He knew that they were coming for him. This is why he was in hiding. His legal team has maintained his innocence. They can maintain all they want, but how does a teen, her dismembered body, get? How does it get into your Tesla, in the back of your Tesla, in 2 cadaver bags? So they're gonna find who bought the bags. I'm gonna follow this. But it's unfortunate because I'm going to tell you, let me just read you the stats real quick while you look at this piece of SHIT. Well, why? He got his nails polished. This ninja has a fresh, oh my God. This ninja has a fresh manicure, a gel manicure. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I can't. Okay, so let me just say this. That's a big difference, right? Let me just say this. I want to read these stats to you real quick. And this is extremely unfortunate. So based on these stats, is this it? Let me see. Okay. Per NBC Washington, they provided more context how murder suicides happen 11 times a week. 11 times a week. Murder suicides happen. There are 800 to 1,000 victims annually. 2/3 of them are stem from romantic partners. 92% are male perpetrators. 70% are white male. 86% are gun violence. That is the murder per NBC Washington, the murder suicide stats. That is astounding. Absolutely astounding. So it's extremely unfortunate that this girl lost her life allegedly by the hands of him. Now, Judy said he had the bags from a video he had made of himself singing. He's stupid. He is, he need to be in jail. Judy, you said he had the bags from a video he had made of himself singing. How stupid is that? So that's evidence. Because I'm like, well, where the hell did these cadaver bags come from? And you decide to put the underage girl that you were messing with, these older men, we mess with these young girls and vice versa, and then they unalive them. Most of the time it's the dudes unaliving them. It's really not the females unaliving the underage person, right? But let me just mute this real quick because I want to see this. So this is, wait, let me turn it all the way up. Oh, it is turned all the way up. Okay, so they're yelling. So I think someone recorded this from another house. So, okay, so they were saying you need to open the door. If you don't open the door right now, it's gonna be they're gonna force entry right into the home. So it looks like, I don't know if it's this house right here, but it looks like somebody else from that was in the neighborhood recorded this. So they force entry, and you hear them saying, "Go, go, 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 go." Yep, you see him put him in handcuffs. He did not. So look, they be trying to act like everybody nosy. Everybody's nosy. This, I don't know who recorded this, but they must have been like, okay, all right, we got this. They inside. Let me run down the street. Look, because they're down the street. They're down the street. So they came out the house like, what the hell is going on? Who's getting arrested? And they're recording because you see they're a certain distance off. So let me see. He had it all. Young millionaire turned killer. Well, he shouldn't have been messing with. I agree, Eliza. He shouldn't have been messing with a underage girl, right? Like, but see, this has nothing to do with when you're dealing with people that are psychotic. Psychotic, psychotic. It's not about money. It's not about, this is about control, right? He's 20 some odd years old. He's a young millionaire, which means he has groupies galore, right? He has groupies chasing him. Oh, I'm a hoe. Hey, pick me. I'm a hoe. Pick me, right? He could have slept with anyone, but he decided to mess with a 14-year-old girl. And whatever came out of that, he dismembered her body and unalived her allegedly. Now, if they arrested him, it's been 7 months. You know, I'm assuming if they did this whole operation, then they have something on him to arrest him. I mean, her dismembered body, the bags, like Judy said, I can't believe he was the world's dumbest effing criminals. That's what I'm going to close with. World's dumbest effing criminals. But if he used the cadaver bags, that was inside, that he used in his videos, and he used that to, who the hell dismembered her body? Where did he dismember her body at? I can't. There are too many questions. But they got him. And he did not put up a fight. So it looks like his hands was over his head. Sorry, guys. Okay, so he had his hands on his neck, and then they went ahead and put his hands behind his back. He knew the day was coming. He knew it was coming. That's why he was hiding out. He knew this day was coming. You see, whoever this is, they're trying to hide. Somebody was nosy. Is it you, Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel said, I was at work. Look at his pants. He looked like a damn fool. Look at his pants. What he got on, MC Hammer pants? Pull his pants up. He can't even walk. Do you know that there are people in the Gambia sagging? They don't even know that comes from prison. So you want to show the other man that you're ready to take it. Right? They don't even know. These foreigners just follow American culture, but they always choose the worst of the black culture. They don't read to their children. They're not choosing anything good. They just choose the worst of the black culture. I wonder what are they doing? Okay. Okay, so this was okay. Somebody, y'all know this was somebody that was being nosy, but this wasn't a regular gun, no. Somebody was being nosy, and look, they zoomed in. I wonder, was it paparazzi? No, because it looked like somebody was in the house. It looks like someone was in the house. So
things at work.
Okay, all right. Okay. So it looks like someone was in their home and they decided, what is this? Let me run down here and get this, and then let me sell it to, because living in LA or California, if you don't have a job, then just be paparazzi. Paparazzi. You can make some money selling them damn pictures, boy. Now, let's just finish with this last one. World's dumbest criminal. World's dumbest criminal, y'all. I'm going to show you the world's dumbest criminal, and then I'm going to tell you what this person did. People are stupid. So, this dude right here, another rapper. Yes, Starlight. Let me just say that before I go into this. My condolences to her family. If they did allow her to date this man, which that's what it may look like, right? If they did allow her to date this man, they did allow their teenager to date this man, I feel bad for them, because I know that, damn, I'm supposed to be doing my hair, y'all. Supposed to be redoing this. I'm redoing this. So when I do my video, I'll be good to go. Everything will be fresh. But I didn't expect for this to grow out in 2 weeks. I really did not. And it's been longer than 2 weeks with this, since it looks like this. But my condolences to her family, because now it's like I shouldn't have let him date her. I shouldn't have. It's like crying over spilled milk. But unfortunately, it's too late. And they lost their teenage daughter. But it's not like she was playing with baby dolls. They were allowing her to play with a grown-ass man. And, the thing is we don't know what's going on in somebody else's mind. That's the problem. This is why we have to pay attention to the warning signs, because, in the movie The Family That Prays, Mom, you don't trust me? She said, I trust you. It's your private thoughts that give me pause. And we don't know someone's private thoughts. I didn't know that my ex was waiting for me to go to sleep to rob me. But he robbed himself, because I'm never going to let this go. It happened in 2021. It's 5 years. Oh, Yana, this has been going on. Well, you shouldn't have did it, ninja. But y'all diabolical continental Africans are something else, aren't you? This is what y'all do. So this dude, so yes, rest in peace to Celeste. And my condolences to her family, and my condolences to every victim's family member that we have spoken about tonight. Because that's what we don't realize. When the perpetrator takes the victim, that person is gone. But everyone else that loved this person, whether it's family, friends, the community, they still suffer. And sometimes they get justice. But what is justice? He can go to jail for the rest of his life. But they will never get their family member back. And that's the problem. So it's like, okay, he's held accountable, but our family member is gone, and we will never see them again in this life. And that makes me cry. So I think TMZ got the video somehow. They probably got it from whoever was recording, but that looks like that was a neighbor. That looks like that was someone's home. And then they came down and they're probably behind the trees, because most of these houses are like where Nancy Guthrie lives. They're behind foliage. Is that the word? I think that's what it is. Foliage, right? So they're behind all of these trees so that they can have some privacy. That's how, what was that guy's name? That was the wife and the husband. He was, I did an article about that. The son, he unalived his mother and his father, right? But when I was looking at the house, you couldn't really see anything, because it's normal for them to have a lot of trees. They don't want the drones. They want to have some type of privacy, even though that they're celebrities, right? So that's what it looked like. It looked like it was a neighbor that did that recording. So of course they probably, people got TMZ on speed dial. I wish I did. I don't know any celebrities. I could tell TMZ what the hell they doing over there overseas in the Gambia, right? TMZ was like, we don't care about the ninjas, right? So the next one is per the feed Sky. This ninja is stupid. Y'all, I didn't even notice this damn picture. Hold on. I'm just gonna tell you what this stupid boy did. Some of these people, I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays. I truly don't know, but I'm gonna show you what this boy did. Okay, so this is that picture. Okay, so let me see. Is it this one? Yes. Oh, what happened? I was live. It said now you're live. Like I wasn't live the whole time. Look at this. You see this ninja? That is money in his front pocket, right? I'm going to show you another picture. He got stacks of money in his back pocket. His dumbass took a picture with these checks. But now let me tell you who this ninja is. People are. So this too is a rapper, self-proclaimed rapper, right? Let me tell you what this dude did. He's a big dummy. He's a big dummy. Wait, where is it? Here it is. Okay. So this dude right here is a rapper, self-proclaimed rapper, right? A rapper pulled off a massive government fraud scam. You see what I mean about these people that have these skills, and instead of using it for legal purposes, they only use it for their criminal behavior? It's just the dumbest thing in the world to me, right? A rapper pulled off a massive government fraud scam. A rapper pulled off a massive government fraud scam and got away with it. He got away with it. ... Until he released a music video. Big stupid. They want this notoriety. These ninjas want this notoriety. Until he released a music video bragging about stealing the money, explaining how he did it, and showed evidence. Now tell me this is not world's dumbest criminal. Why the hell would you do that? A massive fraud scheme and got away with it until he released a video bragging about stealing the money, explaining how he did it and showed the evidence. Let me just show y'all how stupid he is. Look at this. Look at this. These rappers want this stupid ass notoriety so bad. He got stacks of money in his pockets. He deserved this. Now, this is a government fraud scheme. Let me just tell you what he did. Okay. So, this was in Florida. I swear, I see stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't never want to go to Florida. Okay, I had a bad experience in Florida, so I don't ever want to go to Florida again. Even though I love you all that live in Florida, I just can't do it. South Florida rapper known as Walk-In Bankroll. Yes, you heard me properly. You heard me correctly. Walk-In Bankroll. Arrested for alleged multi-million-dollar tax fraud scheme. Now, I wonder if this is federal. David Edmond, that's the dumb ninja's name, okay? This is his dumbass name. Yes, I'm going to call him. Look at him with the middle finger up. This is his dumb behind. David Edmond was arrested on March 31st, 2026 at Opa-locka Airport as he attempted to board an international flight. So now he was trying to leave. Is this him? Yeah, this is him. Oh, well, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Some of these people are a complete moron. But so many of these people want this rapper notoriety, right? How many times do a rapper do something and then I did this. Look at his chain, and you didn't unalive somebody. And then, the police are saying at this point, they're doing, computer about to die. The police are saying at this point, the criminals they're doing our job for us, right? This is why the police and law enforcement, this is why law enforcement will always go and check socials. This is why they will forever check someone's social media. Why? Because these ninjas are dumb enough to do something and get online and say, I did this and look at how I did it and look at how much money I got. Big stupid idiots. But let's look at this video. Let's look at this video. Let me turn this way. Give me a second. Okay. Is this, well, which way is this going? Oh, I need you to go down. Wait. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me just do it like this. I can't do it any other way. Let me just do it like this. So I want to show this. This is the video. Uh-oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. This is not tight. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to stop the stream. Okay. Wait, hold on. Where's the volume? Okay. Let's close that. Where's the volume?
Rapper is accused of orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraudulent.
This ninja.
A
This is
South Florida-based
MB.
rapper is accused of orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraudulent tax scheme.
Yeah, Walking Bankroll, whose real name is David Edmond, went before a federal judge in Miami.
And NBC6's Marissa Bag explains what FBI agents say they found at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport that led to his arrest.
What happened?
Hello there, ladies. Yeah, the FBI is saying that Edmond arrived here at FLL from the Dominican Republic last August, and that agents confiscated two cell phones that he had on him at the time. They say some of the things that were found on those devices are not part of the criminal complaint. This is David Edmond in a mugshot taken this week when law enforcement arrested him on an airplane that was headed out of the country. Edmond is a South Florida-based rapper named Walking Bankroll with a growing presence on YouTube and social media. In an 11-page federal complaint,
Hold on. Let me see. Bankroll, how to act.
And social media.
Hold on. I want to see.
South Florida-based rapper named
Bankroll, Ball Greasy, Bless, official video. Bankroll, Zoe Dollar, Fat Wizzy. Bankroll. Oh, shoot. Everything is dying. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some Jesus in it. Okay, hold on. Where's that charger? I didn't even see that. My phone is really good with the power, but you know, my lives be long as heck. So let me charge this before we end this. Hold on. Okay, I do have to take the mic out. Give me 1 second. Okay. And I think the volume went down. Oh wait, hold on. What the hell? Get off of here. Okay, there we go. Let's turn the volume back up. Okay, so let me just adjust because my phone was dying. So we're going to finish this and then we're going to go because I need to eat. I keep saying, I'm worse than the church people. I just don't steal y'all money. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry, yo. Okay, so let me see. Oh, wait. All right. Okay. So I'm just looking at this. Pesos. So he was living his best fraudulent life. Okay. Come on.
named Walking Bankroll with a growing presence on YouTube and social media. In an 11-page federal complaint, FBI agents say Edmond filed fraudulent federal income tax returns to the tune of almost $8 million. The court documents allege Edmond used Yahoo email addresses to electronically file false federal income tax returns with fraudulent refund claims. Investigators say 446 returns were either filed by Edmond or a small group of people as part of a criminal conspiracy.
Wow.
The FBI says the scheme spanned a 7-month stretch from February to September of.
Yo, this is what they were talking about with Quasi with the tax scheme. This is what that young lady was talking about.
2022. They say the millions of dollars in refunds submitted came from sub-accounts of this email address, each one slightly different. Court documents say when Edmond flew into Fort Lauderdale.
Wait, I can't. I just don't understand these people doing.
February.
I don't understand people doing federal crimes. Who the hell wants to go to federal prison?
September of 2022. They say the millions of dollars in refunds submitted came from sub-accounts of this email address, each one slightly different. Court documents say when Edmond flew into Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in August of last year, a Customs and Border Protection officer searched 2 phones he had on him and allegedly found images of driver's licenses, passports, and ledgers of personal identifiable information.
Hold on. Did you see him? So he is he filing false federal tax returns, right? Multiple for $8 million, flying in private jets, and this is
investigation.
and you what the hell?
of 20.
He's filing false tax returns over $8 million. A tax scheme. You're flying private jets. And did he not think the federal government would ever get... Jesus help me.
22. They say the millions of dollars in refunds submitted came from sub-accounts of this email address, each one slightly different. Court documents say when Edmond flew into Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in August of last year, a Customs and Border Protection officer searched 2 phones he had on him and allegedly found images of driver's licenses, passports, and ledgers of personal identifiable information important to the FBI investigation. Then on Wednesday, authorities arrested Edmond
Now you're
after
looking stupid
they
and
said he
sad.
boarded a plane at Opelika Airport bound for St. Martin.
Well, he was about to go where Delancey was killed. Where Denisha Delancey. I think it's Delancey. He was heading to St. Martin. I cannot believe this.
So Edmond is currently in federal custody in Miami. I spoke to his attorney a short time ago. She says she's trying to secure his release from custody. There is a $500,000 bond out for him. At this point, it appears his next court appearance is set for April 23rd. We're live at FLL. I'm Marissa Beck. And
April 23rd. So his next court appointment is for April 23rd, which is in 6 days. His lawyer is trying to get him released. He's on a $500,000 bond. I mean, he should have money. If you scam the federal government out of $8 million in tax fraud, in a tax fraud scheme, then you need to put a little money aside for when you're going to be arrested. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's on a 500. You're in federal prison. Was it worth it, Edmonton? Whatever your name is. Greetings, Travocado. Was it worth it? We're talking about this dude, a South Florida rapper known as Walking Bankroll, is facing federal charges for allegedly orchestrating a multi-million-dollar tax fraud scheme involving hundreds of fraudulent filings. This man, according to the criminal complaint, David Edmond, is accused of submitting false claims to the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. We don't play with them IRS boys. I just had to get him over $500 on the 15th. They was like, you should make payments. No. I'm not making payments. I'm going to pay this money and I'm going to say bye-bye. That's it. Right? Listen to what it says. The IRS, in participating in a scheme that resulted in approximately 446 fraudulent tax returns, collectively seeking about $7.9 million in refunds. He got greedy. Now, he should have did what Quincy Boyd and Art Cathy and Phoenix Rain did, and RJ Mahdi. RJ Mahdi got greedy too. The lawyer said that RJ Mahdi scammed a couple out of $100,000. Can you imagine a senior couple retired, lose $100,000? That's their life savings. That could be their life savings. They may not have as much money as, you know, the rest of these rich people, right? That $100,000. So when people say, Shantae, when black people say to me, why are you fighting? Why you don't let it go? Because it's not just about me. You think that all of and I'm no advocate, I'm no activist, right? But do you think that all of our activists that passed away, that they did this for themselves? They were doing this for our own people. So when my people say, oh, you just talking and this, I'm sorry that you don't have the fight in you. I'm sorry that you would probably been one of the people that would have told Massa that we were running. I can't believe this. Let me see. So Travocado, Dang, yes, greedy. He should have taken the first 2 million and disappeared. But seriously, I know you're just kidding, but seriously, like if he would have taken 1,500,000 and just left. It's once you get greedy and you keep taking and you keep taking. I'm just hoping that one day I could come on here and say, the feds have arrested Quasi Boy. That's what I'm hoping that one day that I can say that. Right? Because I have showed y'all multiple black people besides Joe McCann that allegedly unalive Ashley Janae in Tanzania. They took his passport though, and he's being questioned by the Tanzania Police Department, but or government officials, whatever, who's ever. Tanzania, the people in charge are oh, what happened here? What? Uh-oh, I'm frozen. Okay. So the people in the government officials in Tanzania are questioning him. But tonight I talked about all black people unaliving their wives after being with them for decades. And now we see this dude. I'm praying that it will catch up to them one day. But the sad thing is if more people would speak up when these things happen, it doesn't have to go on this long and we wouldn't have more victims. I've been fighting since 2021. And who has fought with me? Not one black person. Okay, let me not say that. Because there is an investor that did fight. She did file with the FBI. But the people that are in the Gambia, the people that got their money back, whether the black people that were in the Gambia, the black people that were in America, they got their monies back and they kept their mouths shut. So what happens? Quasi goes on and uses J. Bellamy Moody's name, right? She did say that she said yeah, but why would you tell him yes and you don't even know what he's talking about? Black woman that's so educated, you told this criminal that scammed us out of all this money that, oh yes, you could use my name. And you didn't know what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm not telling nobody they can use my name if I don't know what's going on and what you're doing. I'm not going to say that. Because what happens? Then later on down the line, you signed it and they're going to say that you were a part of it, but you're saying that you're legit. I don't know what's wrong with some of my people. But these are all. So if we can come together and speak up collectively, then we will not have more victims. So I apologize if I have offended my black people because I said that black people they're not speaking up, right? I'm talking about specific black people. And if that post stepped on your toes, then maybe you should do some soul searching. Am I one of those? Do I do that? Do I hold black people accountable no matter who they are? Or do I just say, well, that's my brother. I'm going to let that slide. Then we can't complain about the other nations treating us bad if we're going to allow our own black people to continue to do this to each other. So if you see something, say something. I love you all. This was a long Friday night Frights, but I had to cover all of these people, right? Thank God that some people have been arrested. And we hope that Ashley Janae gets justice. We hope that Celeste, the young girl, the 14-year-old that was dismembered, we hope that she gets justice. We're going to continue to follow that story, that case. Greetings, Christine Fortunato. We're going to continue to follow these. I mean, Serena Fairfax, no one's getting justice because that was a murder-suicide, right? Another one that I spoke about tonight, Barbara Deere, that was a murder-suicide. So I just pray that these families of the victims, that they get some type of peace and justice. So we didn't cover Nancy, Christine, tonight because I covered Nancy last night, but there isn't any new news. It's just that the DNA that was sent to the private lab in Florida, that DNA has been sent to the FBI. So they were trying to separate, because the DNA that was collected, it has two people's DNA on it. So the private lab shouldn't have never received that damn DNA in the first place. Maybe, just like I said, if it went to the FBI in the beginning, then maybe we wouldn't be at day 75, day 76. I think it's like day 76 or day 77 that Nancy has been abducted and missing. But it happened. And our sheriff sent it to the place in Florida. And now the place in Florida took that DNA and they sent it to the FBI, because the FBI has new technology. The FBI, what? The government got the best technology. So they can separate the DNA, and then we can see what's going to happen. If they have viable DNA evidence, then they should be able to run it through CODIS and also possibly give it to CC Moore, and then we can move forward, and then eventually we will hear someone has been arrested. But if these people are foreigners, they're going to leave and go to Mexico, and we never going to see their asses again. And if they have never been in trouble and they are illegal, that's going to make it even harder. So I just feel like eventually CC should get it, so that way we can find family members. But I'm telling you, the more I hear and learn and study true crime, it makes me want to be an analyst. Because these criminals are winning. The law-abiding citizens, we just like, oh, we just trying to survive. But these criminals are winning. And then they're running and going to other countries. And it's just like, you know, Travelcado, I think in another life. But I didn't think that I like research, but I will follow that rabbit hole. How did I get all this information regarding Kwesi and them scamming overseas? Because I studied the information that was given, the financial statements and things that were given from Kwesi to the person that was doing the audit. But get this, the auditor is married to a Black American. He's from Ghana. He's married to a Black American, and she's a lawyer. So when I say I don't know what's going on with Black people, I really don't understand. She literally told him, stay out of it. Dear sister, why? You're a fucking lawyer. I don't know. Sometimes I'm telling y'all, my people be making me angry. They really do. She's a Black woman. She's a lawyer here in America, and she told her husband to stay out of it. Now, he invested $3,000 with Kwesi and them, right? So then Phoenix is like, oh, well, I got this compound. I'm going to do the same thing. He invested $2,000 more with her. And then he tells me, well, I'm happy I didn't go to the wedding. I don't want to be around a bunch of continental Africans. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But shout out to the good ones, but they should stand for justice. But she told him, track him down with Tay. That's funny. She told him to stay out of it. She told him, you can help her. You could help her and give her information, but stay out of it. And I just was like, but I guess he make enough money. He works in mental health. I'm like, damn, give me some free sessions. Because he's the one had to tell these adults, Phoenix and AP and Jody, and they're Jamaican, from Jamaica, right? Never had anything, just disrespectful. They just but the Black Americans are taking care of them. So I don't understand our people. I really don't. These Black women, they have money. She was like, I'm gonna send him $1,000 for his borehole, and I'm gonna worry about paying my mortgage later. What, ma'am? I hope I'm never that dumb when I get older. I don't know what's wrong with these people. But the dude that did the audit, he said he literally had to tell them to speak when they came into my place. So this is how diabolical some Black people are. Oh, I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but I'm going to disrespect you. I'm like, y'all bitches don't know I'm crazy. What? You think I get arrested over there? Whatever. I just pay my way out just like everybody else. Right? But Phoenix did get lumped up by, it's a hot mess over there. Angel whooped her ass, and Phoenix went right to the police. She went right to the police. But these criminals, they do make me want to work with the federal government. They do. And it will probably be my trauma that drives me. But every time I contact the FBI, they're like, we're hiring. I'm like, what? They told me twice, we're hiring. Now, I don't know if now, because they said it was a freeze on the government. I don't know. But they told me, we're hiring. I'm like, really? But yes, we do need, there isn't any new information, Christine. So wait, what are we doing here? There we go. There isn't any new information, so I give a little bit of information in regards to what's happening with Nancy, but then I do still also share what's going on in the world, right? But I shout out to the 857 Tucson, JLR. You know, these people are keeping, I don't know if JLR is still here, but they're keeping Nancy's her story alive, right? It's unfortunate because there are so many criminals out here and so many diabolical things are happening. The only thing I can tell people is to keep your head on a swivel and keep your banger close to you, right? That's all I can tell you. Travelcado, I'm sorry that happened to you, Tay. Sounds like you've been through a lot. You're a survivor and keep telling your story. I'm sure you'll help others through awareness, etc. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of my membership. Thank you to everyone that has joined me and hung out with me for almost 4 hours. I am a survivor, not a victim. I'm a survivor. And I'm a whistleblower, and I'm going to continue to tell my story, which is unfortunately like many other stories of Black women that have traveled overseas to these shithole countries in Africa. Did I say that? Yes, I did. So I'll see you all soon. Have a great weekend. I might see you tomorrow or Sunday, but I need to redo my hair. I think my membership is going to see me. I'll see the public soon. You take care and have a great night. Be safe, family.